And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show. And this is going to be episode 282. So I hope you guys had a great day. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, we actually have 3 topics for tonight's show because Marvel was just in the news so much this past weekend. And it actually caused so many meltdowns from people in the access media, people that were probably following us. They were all just mutually going at each other in Twitter threads, being like, no, you're wrong, and no, you're wrong. But as you guys already know, I am the ultimate authority of what is right and wrong when it comes to all of this stuff. And you know,
are the ultimate wrong.
So I'm thinking to myself, Marvel being in the news this much, I just can't wait to constantly keep shitting on them. People find it a meme that we keep doing it. Then stop sucking. Literally, if they just didn't suck ass, I wouldn't find a reason to shit on them. But it's every week something is popping up with them, and it's just laughable at this point. Like, holy shit, a brand new show they had came on Disney Plus that was announced like back in 2020, I think.
You mean the Eyes of Wakanda?
Yeah, no marketing, nothing. Just dropped without any real big announcement on their Twitter accounts. Nothing. I
forgot that was dropping.
Yeah, I forgot even. I knew it existed because I remember the announcement years ago. But I was like, wait, they're just now getting to this, and they want people to actually watch it when you haven't talked about this show in about 4 years since the actual announcement. Then Wonder Man, that's coming out eventually. We haven't seen nothing based off that. It's just, I shit on Marvel because they legitimately are retarded, both in movies and comic books. Warren, me talk about Marvel comics quite a bit, and
the comic elves just. Wars? Are they still doing Armor Wars? Is that still on the table?
I think that was shelved indefinitely.
What's their next project then? What's like
as far as TV show wise?
Yeah. Do they have anything
Wonder Man, isn't it?
Wonder Man is the next one.
Wonder Man is the next thing?
Okay. Yeah. So
did they shelve Armor Wars after what they ended up doing with Rhodey?
Undetermined, but there's a suspicion there. Like, would you want to see that? But it was kind of like Blade, where it was just kind of in this weird indefinite hiatus thing. So hard to say, but that definitely put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah. I just had no interest in it after what they did with Rhodey. I was just like, oh.
Well, remember when they announced it? They announced that new Wakanda animated show on that Disney Plus Investor Day when Disney Plus became a thing that they ran with for a while there, that, now apparently is profitable. Only took them 5 years to make it profitable, but that's how business sense works. You invest a bit of money, and in about 5 years, you should see your money back. So if they are profitable from Disney Plus now, that's awesome. But they announced that show then, and then we also had Wonder Man get announced later on, and alongside those two shows, I remember Armor Wars was announced. You had a logo. Remember, it said Armor Wars with Don Cheadle, War Machine, and then they asked Don Cheadle at a couple of the movie premieres. I think it was at Brave New World, because Don Cheadle was in no, not Brave New World. It was fucking hell, Falcon Winter Soldier. When they were premiering that show, when it was having its press tour and everything, they asked Don Cheadle like, "Hey, what's gonna happen with Armor Wars? We've heard literally nothing about it since the Investor Day." He's like, "Yeah, I don't know either." That's pretty much what he said. He said, I don't know. They haven't wrote a script, nothing. So also, keep in mind, you can't do that without Iron Man. That's why I said killing him off was stupid, because keep in mind, the Iron Man movies that we saw besides the first one really barely scratched the surface of all the history that he has in the comic books. And keep in mind, movies obviously can't do all that, but there were some really amazing storylines Iron Man has in the comic books, like Demon in a Bottle. Armor Wars was a thing, right? We can't have those stories now because he's dead. That's why I said killing him off literally makes no sense. If they had just retired his character and he wanted to go live on a goddamn forsaken planet in sector who knows what, retired for a little bit, that's fine. Now they have to come up with.
But Riri's got stories too.
Wait, so they killed him off?
What? Sorry, movie wise.
Oh, like, because I know that they felt like it was the Kree or whatever was Rhodey. I figured, like, you could have easily made part of Captain America Brave New World plot was rescuing Rhodey. And then you could have delved more into this like Kree and who's who, and you could have done a whole like kind of Manchurian Candidate spy kind of thing, instead of what they did with the whole Red Hulk and all that nonsense. But again,
it's crazy.
Call me, so I don't know.
It was crazy back in the day when I had my other YouTube channel that might have been retcon on Crisis on Infinite Earths. Actually, I even was mentioning, why did we kill off this character? Because like in the moment, it doesn't even make sense in Endgame why he gets killed, because they literally have a sorcerer. He can quite literally stop time if you wanted to and do everything you wanted. That's a different story for another day. But like you just don't get rid of a character like that. And now Kevin Feige, we'll cover that on the topic, I think, later this week or next week. Now he's talking about we can recast Captain America and Iron Man. Really? Yeah. Yeah, we probably need our flagship characters in our franchise. No fucking shit. Well, it's all part of that big reset.
It's all part of the big reset after
but they had no reason to get rid of them anyway. Why? Imagine, I don't know if you guys ever watched Naruto or Dragon Ball Z or any anime, but imagine like after Dragon Ball, going to Dragon Ball Z, now the Krillin's just the main hero. You're probably gonna be like, what? This doesn't make any sense. Like it didn't make sense to kill them then. Doesn't make sense to get. To be fair, Captain America's not dead. He's like retired in a different timeline. Even that didn't make sense. In Avengers 2, Captain America fully assimilated to being on in this timeline, being around his friends. So he just kind of left everyone to go back to a fate that he already kind of didn't. He got over and got rid of as far as like, hey, I've moved on from this. I'm moving on, and he just kind of left to go back to be with Peggy, but he already moved on from Peggy. Well, what are we doing here? So Endgame, so many problems, but it's such a weird, good, bad movie to a certain extent, you know. I can't believe the things I hear when these guys talk. That's why we shit on Marvel, because they say stupid shit constantly. It's literally, God, remember how he was like quantity over quality? Yes. Who'd have thunk it? They dropped 5 TV shows in 1 year and 4 movies. They didn't think that was too much for people. They didn't think that was going to damage their brand. All of us are going like, yep, this WandaVision, a show where she quite literally enslaves people. And then the black lady, what her name is, Shaniqua Pears, what the fuck her name is.
Monica Rambeau.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. Caesar's wife from Planet of the Apes. She is like, hey, Wanda, they'll never know what you did for them. Yeah, enslaved them and took away their free will. Holy shit.
They know. They know. They know what she did for them.
Remember in Multiverse of Madness, she was like
that, and all their therapists also know too.
Oh, remember in Multiverse of Madness, she was like, well, if I did something, I'm the bad guy, but if you did something, you're a hero. Wanda, that does not mean you just do bad things yourself. Yes, in life, some people do bad stuff, but that does not mean that I should just start doing bad shit because other people do bad shit. What in the world logic is this bitch even talking about? Also, keep in mind, Tony literally created Ultron, and people literally didn't like that. I don't know what was this revisionist history where everything the males didn't get scrutinized at all. But every single time a woman did something, it was this over scrutinized. It's like, no, you literally enslaved people. That did nothing to you because you were grieving. What? Insane.
Don't think you understood what was happening.
Goodbye, Gray.
That was rude.
All right.
It was.
Yeah.
But that was a fun recap. I would like if somebody could animate what you're saying the storyline was here. It would have been awesome.
I would not. Someone said, remember there was a tweet that I was highlighted in because I commented on the guy's post. He was like, Marvel has been releasing peaks this Endgame listed WandaVision. Loki.
Dude, it's awesome. Daredevil, you don't
Daredevil,
get it. It's all right. Shit can go over your head, man.
You looked at Daredevil.
Loki's good.
Shang-Chi.
WandaVision is pretty good. I don't think it stuck the landing well.
I mean, it's no Agatha, but it's pretty good. What can I say?
Those first 3 episodes are amazing, though. Like with the different eras, TV. Yeah, it's really good. And Loki is the same. It was, it may have got slow in some spots, but it was good though all the way around. I think.
I was like NyQuil to me. I was getting
I didn't like Loki, but it's not because I didn't think it wasn't well written. It just didn't hit for me.
But it was boring too.
Like I think there was a lot in Loki that I should have liked, but I just couldn't get into it for some reason. It just wasn't for me. But as I was watching, I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. All right, that's cool, but it just didn't hit.
You love when
it kind of reminds me like of Deep Space Nine. I always think that that's like the best written Star Trek show, but it's not one that really stuck with me.
I can see that.
I couldn't really get into it.
All right, so we're gonna do intros, and then right after that, I'm gonna bring up our first topic here because, man, can't wait to just getting to shit on Marvel because they went and did some absolute retarded stuff this past weekend. But it's like stuff that isn't truly horrible. It's just like, well, it's kind of what's supposed to happen if you put out 5 years worth of unwatchable crap. I remember that episode we had Joel M. Sontag on. He was the featured guest, and I literally went through a list of everything they dropped. None of you guys had a number higher than 5. I think the only person that had 6 was you, because Bob was a little more forgiving of it than we are. The Gray had Gray in the chat had like a 3.
No, that's not true. I tied the same number as Bob, but it was a different reason.
Yeah, it was a different
Bob
group.
had some really good points.
Like Agatha.
So I'd actually expand mine. Yeah, Agatha was awesome. You didn't understand it.
I usually don't watch garbage if it's presented to me.
Agatha was another one.
You don't watch your own show?
I don't think Agatha is bad. The problem is it doesn't connect with me. I know I'm not the audience for it. So
you're not
as I was watching it, like as I was watching it, I was like, okay, yeah, I just can't get into this. But I could see where the other audience
wait, hold on. Bob, hold on. Are you telling me a show about raging homosexuals did not resonate with a straight person?
No, it didn't resonate with me. After they became a rock band, I ducked out after that episode. I was like,
oh,
okay,
that was an awesome episode, man.
And again, it's not because I thought it was horrible. Like, as I was watching it, like, if I was a chick, I'd probably be digging that.
Oh, God.
I would have, because I think there's some stuff there that was actually fairly interesting, but it wasn't a show that connected with me.
Yeah, sure. If it doesn't, just because you don't connect, I mean, that doesn't mean it's not good. You can still see
exactly.
Quality. Like you can still see the quality of it, even if you don't jive with it.
It's like a lot of people who were coming out when Wicked came out, and were saying that, okay, this is well made, this is well directed, it's well acted. I hated it because I don't like musicals. Now, I personally liked it, but what I'm saying is a lot of people were saying that. And that's because that just doesn't connect with them. Agatha was like that for me. As I watched it, I was like, okay, yeah, this is well made. There's some good stuff here. It's well acted. It's just what didn't hit for me.
I get you. Yeah. I mean, to each their own. MSK would never understand it, but I appreciate that you at least gave it a chance.
Is it the gayest Marvel thing ever, Gray?
No, of course not.
We need more heterosexuals.
No. I think what's it called? Ironheart topped that.
I'll still never forget the L that Marvel gave to Echo, because most of these shows at least get an episode week by week premiere. That one was just dumped, and they didn't care if it existed. They barely promoted it. They just wanted to make sure you forgot that ever existed.
I don't know. Echo felt like Citizen Kane compared to Ironheart.
I saw an ad for Ironheart because I don't have YouTube Premium, so I saw an ad of Ironheart. I watched it all the way through. I was like, there's no way I could sit through and watch that. No way. I'm good.
I watched 2 episodes and I was like, oh my gosh, this is awful. The Acolyte is no longer the worst television show I've ever seen. It took 2 episodes of Ironheart to take that title away.
The worst is still She-Hulk. Nothing can ever top how awful.
No, the Acolyte's worse. Ironheart's worse. I'm telling you,
dude. She-Hulk literally had.
I'm telling you,
She-Hulk was like literally those old bitches you see with like strollers outside hauling crack with no teeth, and their tits are out and they're all saggy and their butt cracks hanging out. That's what She-Hulk is. Literally trash. I actually gave up their shows after that episode where they had that wedding and she did that. Oh my goodness. If anyone
said that you were super attracted to that bride.
Oh, that's just not a thing. So start with intros before we get to the juicy topics tonight. What's up with Grey Poupée, whose best friend Bo DeMayo shitted on Marvel. Oh, well, he's been shitting a lot on Marvel, not in the homosexual way, because he is one. He has an OnlyFans. But that was a horrible intro. Restart that. So, starting with intros, Grey Poupée's best friend, Bo DeMayo, has been recently shitting on Marvel quite a bit, but he's been revealing everything that we've already said. They don't respect the comics. They think we're stupid. Yes, Bo, we thought of that just now in 2025. No, we've always known that. We just need it confirmed. But great. How was your week, man?
The week has been good, man. I actually saw comedy in the theater. It's been a long ass time since I was able to do that. Apparently, I was the villain for some old lady, but that was awesome, worth it. So yeah, man, everything's good right now, and I'm glad Bo's telling it like it is. Unfortunately, I had to be here, but other than that, everything's great.
Crazy. All right, Lunchbox Warren, he's usually never on Mondays. He's usually on Wednesdays and Fridays, actually. But he was free today. I was like, well, might as well come on the show because, to be fair, technically, what else are you doing better than coming here and talking?
Well, I don't have a life, so I might as well come on and do something.
You said you were not free Monday, so you lied to me.
Well, I need to have some days off from you. I can't go 7 days a week of MSK. There's not enough weed in Washington for me to do that.
Isn't that like one day, and that's
because isn't Washington like the weed capital?
Oh yeah, our weed game is strong here.
Glad we can't promote like best tax benefits, best healthcare in these states, just the best weed. That's how you know their states are running.
Everything else about Washington sucks, but the weed's great here.
Don't you guys have a lot of Mormons? No, that's Seattle. That's Utah.
Oh, hey, careful.
Hi, dog. Whoa, there's a dog there.
Yeah. This is Bear. Say hi, Bear. My week's been good, though. Just gonna have a couple days off now, so getting some work done on my comic book. Had a good stream, too. And
you recorded your first video. Not as quality as what I can produce because you have to learn from the best, but you did a pretty good job. Actually.
Oh, it was pretty freaking rough. I might have to re-record it.
Good Lord. I was trying to put it. No, that shit was terrible. But then again, when you do your first times, that's always going to happen. Just,
God, that's how I felt after doing my first video. I went back and watched that afterwards. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was after I got done. I'm sitting there drawing on stream. I'm just in my head. I'm like, yeah, that video sucks. I'm going to have
Yeah. That's what I do all the time to make the videos, because the way they come out now, even back when I had a certain other channel that might have gotten retconned, takes a while to get like repetition and your own style and because like it's weird because I write stuff down. That's how I remember things, but I just write it all down. Because if I write stuff down, I remember it like it's a check mark. Okay, I want to go over this and this first. So just that's what I always do. I write stuff down. Bob Loves Movies is here. Maybe not reluctantly or maybe willing. Who knows? He didn't pay a lot of money to be here. Your paychecks are huge, and you get health benefits.
Where is that paycheck? I'm still waiting for it.
It's tied up in crypto and gambling. I might have gambled it all away.
Yeah, no, I'm doing good, man. I went to see The Naked Gun on Thursday, and that was hilarious, man. One of my favorite movies that I've seen this year. I'd say F1's probably still my favorite movie I've seen this year, but this one was a very close second. So, and it's strange because when the summer was rolling around, before it even started, I was thinking, okay, Superman's going to be my number one. This one's going to be in my number two. And movies I didn't even think of are at the top of my list.
And that's good that, Naked Gun came out, and it still shows that you can do these kind of movies. But also Liam Neeson, I know there's an interview he had on his press tour for the movie where he talked about he really hates when actors and actresses show up like 5-6 hours late to set. We know The Rock allegedly shows up like 5-6 hours late to set. It was a thing that The Wrap did as an article on him when that movie Red Notice oh my God. Red Notice was the Netflix one.
Red One, I think.
Red One, the Christmas movie that came out last year. They say is urinating in bottles. Oh, God. Just imagine someone thinking that's tea and drinking that. Oh, shit.
Why do you always bring that up? Why do you keep imagining that?
Maybe he had some.
I didn't. That's why I didn't like Black Adam.
He ordered it off of Rock's OnlyFans.
I will say that, after seeing basically one of those Hollywood movies come to my city and film, because they were literally, we had the show last week. They were filming literally, there's a street right here, and there's a street literally 5 seconds above it. The catering, oh my God. They might have ordered the whole town. They brought food on top of food on top of food. Good Lord. Maybe that's why The Rock is so fucking fat. Dude eats the whole fucking catering set. Holy shit. But, also, one thing before we go to the topics, I have it set up right here. every weekend I'm seeing some WrestleMania tweets on my feed. I don't even like wrestling. I think wrestling's for homosexuals. But it's like this one account blew up. I swear, half the accounts on Twitter are bots. They can't be real people because they say the most random shit we've all said in our entire lives, and they just blow up. But if we said on our accounts, that shit doesn't blow up. This person said it, and it went like this: WrestleMania is unapologetically MAGA.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I was like, every week it's something correlated between like MAGA and freaking WrestleMania. Every week, it's like holy shit. Good Lord.
Like I think they're saying it because Triple H was at the White House as part of like the President's Sports Council for that new fitness test that they're reinstituting, in the schools. And with Triple H, being the son-in-law of Linda McMahon, as well as the head of content creation for WWE. So I'm sure that's where that tweet came from.
Oh yeah. And as a fan of wrestling,
Same here.
Trump has had a relationship with WWE for a long time. He was even in a wrestling match where I think he slammed Vince. So yeah, he has a history with them, and they've always been good to each other. And so it's not surprising that the wokies are going crazy. That apparently just being a Republican makes you a terrible person.
Or like the Sydney Sweeney thing. I don't even know if she's. To be fair, I don't care if she's Democrat. I don't care if she's Republican. I don't care if she's independent. I wonder, do the average guy thinks that like women are actually intellectually all there when it comes to like politics? Like we're not even all there when it comes to politics sometimes, right? But I sure wouldn't give a fuck what Sydney Sweeney said about politics. If she was like, I don't know, true rights, or I'll be like, all right, just shut up, bitch. Just show your tits, suck some dick. Like, who's trying to listen to Sydney Sweeney for politics? That's why us knowing if she's a Republican doesn't mean anything. We don't it's something that I do with musicians. I don't care about Eminem saying useless, like stupid virtue signaling shit about white, like black people. I don't care. I don't go to Eminem for that. I could care less what he thinks about politics. He's a fucking moron. But as far as music, all right, now we can start listening to songs here. Like I think people are misplacing what it means for some of these people. Like, would anybody really care if Sydney Sweeney was really Republican? What does that do? Honestly, it might benefit her now more.
I get what you're saying, and I completely agree with you. I think it's cool that a lot of actors and actresses and celebrities now aren't afraid to come out as Republican, and I'm not saying she did because I know it came out in an article, but you're seeing a lot more of that. So I think that's cool that you're seeing a little bit more balance. But at the end of the day, I really don't care what any of them say about politics. I care, are you entertaining? Because that's what you're there for. That's your job. Yeah. Now, like if you go to a convention or something like that, okay, then tell me about your political views and stuff like that. But when I'm watching you on the red carpet, or if I'm watching you in a TV commercial and whatnot, all I care about is whatever it is that you're selling or promoting.
Yeah, but this stuff comes from that far left area where the very act of being a Republican makes you bad. So
exactly.
To them, it was so important that was it the New York Times wrote the article about her being a Republican? It's like, I was like, who gives a shit? But to them, that is a mark. And as soon as you say you're Republican, now you're, a whole litany of terrible things. So that's just their mindset. They're it's a cult, and they've gone insane. And it's gotten so bad now that they think that matters to most of America, that Sydney Sweeney votes Republican. No one gives a shit. They're not watching her American Eagle thing and thinking about what her thoughts are on the economy or any of that bullshit. They just want to see her looking hot, So
yeah,
the whole thing is just from that far left maniac, cult side.
And the truth is that they think it's a mark. The truth is, though, it's not as big of a mark as it would have been, say, 7-8 years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true.
It's not that way anymore, which is why I say it's cool that you do see a lot of celebs being willing to come out and say that they vote Republican. So that's cool now that you're seeing that. At the end of the day, like I said, I don't care about any of them, but I completely agree with you.
Yeah, and I know people are going to bring up, but like, what if people make videos about them in topics? Well, if they're making their politics known to people, then that is completely fair game for me to go like, yeah, I think you're just a fucking moron. Like Mark Hamill, when he talks about politics, he's actually an intellectual idiot. So like when you're saying things like that, yeah, that's fair game.
Those standards, should you ever be opening your mouth though?
Me, I'm different. I'm a 200 IQ genius, obviously, but you know, it's like when
MSK, if they added your body temperature and your IQ together, it wouldn't total 100.
What do you mean? It would at least total potentially 300, if we're being completely fair here. Or what was that one guy's name? Bachrach? He was like, man, if I had superpowers, I would love to throw some fucking fascist. The two favorite words they have is fascist and Nazi. Ask them what a fascist is without Googling it.
They'll say a Republican. If you ask them what a fascist is, they'll say a Republican. And that's all that their definition needs.
I actually asked them who started the KKK. They'll be like, Republicans, dude. Like, totally. Like, seriously, dude. It's like, all right. Just ignore you. You're just a moron. Like, holy shit. All right. It's time to have some fun here because shitting on Marvel is just a favorite pastime of mine. God. It's like, oh, good Lord. The stuff they do in this company just blows my mind, honestly. But we're here. We're not queer. I had sex with my wife last night, and we're just going to have some fun. You guys ready for some fun with a hot, rich, good-looking man? Bet you never said that in your life ever, right?
You bringing someone else on the show? What?
Oh,
is Syphax coming or something?
Who's that? What the? Another white person? I'm already the whitest guy you know. You know? All right, time to have some fun. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the Fantastic Four First Steps Week 2 box office drop worldwide. So, the Fantastic Four First Steps is the 37th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it just got released at the box office worldwide. Hold on. Someone's knocking at my door. Hold on.
So yeah, it got released last week, and bottom line, it's not doing too well.
No, it had a quite the drop, if you will, for 66%, I believe, was the report.
I mean, no, I wouldn't say that'd be that big of a deal compared to other Marvel films, but then when Superman actually dropped, what was it, in the 50s?
53 for Superman.
Yeah, so
my neighbor.
Comparatively, it didn't do as well.
All right, sorry, that was my neighbor. Something important was told to me, but it's not super life-threatening. Everything's fine. It's just a appliance thing in the apartment complex. Okay. Holy shit. I thought I was dying. I thought I was like, damn, I'm black for a reason. Oh, God. All right. Now we're going to have some fun. You guys ready to try some of this chocolate? Oh,
he's going to go through that all over again.
Nope. We're going to do it right now.
Take 2.
Take 54.
Please never say that catchphrase again, though.
Gray, do you love me?
Not at all.
Hell yeah.
Take 2.
All right. Hey, everyone. I am MSK, a.k.a. Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the Fantastic Four First Steps Week 2 drop at the worldwide box office. The Fantastic Four First Steps is the 37th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and is the final Marvel Cinematic Universe film of 2025. So this movie recently just came out and in week 1 did fairly okay based off of its box office projections. It came in slightly lower or higher depending on who you actually get your news from, depending on if it's from Variety, Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, Screen Rant, CBR, IndieWire, whoever, right? So this movie, over the course of this past weekend, its worldwide box office total is somewhere around like $300 million, probably around $320 million. But the actual headlines that came out this past weekend pretty much told us that we have all of this to really go over. Now, before we even get into what I want to cover in the video, I want to make sure this is fundamentally at the core of what we're going to talk about and abundantly clear. People in life, stop being retarded. Stop being morons. Multiple things can be true in the line of how we got here with the MCU. So I know there was a ton of accounts on Twitter that went pretty viral this week talking about this, because there was that Variety article where it showed the caption of what they were talking about with the Fantastic Four First Steps, where it said this movie had a massive drop, not just the week 2 drop it had. It was the fact that its domestic drop off in our home country, United States of America, obviously, had a massive drop. It had a massive drop internationally and a massive drop domestically. So I think a lot of things can be true, and we've highlighted them in plenty of videos. Let's just kind of summarize them for a lot of people that might be new to the channel, or this might be their very first video watches, because this is the popular movie to talk about right now. So the number one thing, the reason why the movie probably potentially had a week 2 drop at the box office, is because this is a very typical thing. I'm not even excusing Marvel. This is a very typical thing with blockbusters this big. The amount of people that go and watch them in the first 4 days. Previews start Thursday, and they run all the way till Sunday. So the amount of people that are eager to watch a movie this big go and watch it. So you make the most of your money in week 1. That's why people they basically latch on to the fact that a movie could be a hit or a flop pending on week 1. Now, a movie could utterly fail in week 1 and end up being massively profitable, or it could utterly start out good and then completely collapse. But the movie did fairly okay. Depending on word of mouth. I liked the movie. I thought it had some issues here and there. Me and Bob highlighted that in the review we did. There's some issues there, but it's not a bad movie at all. It's actually quite better than a lot of shit they put out this last 5 years. And it wasn't just better because the bar is that low. It was actually I think it's just overall a solid, good movie. That sounds like shade and a comment at the same time, right? It's kind of better than the other dog shit you put out, but it's not that bad. No, sorry.
To be fair, I did see Ironheart before this, so
the bar may have gotten lower.
It went even lower, so.
So, a lot of people are pointing out a lot of these things, and it's something I want you guys to fundamentally understand. The amount of people that go and watch these kind of new movies have all essentially make the most money week 1. Number 2, the MCU has been running, as we just highlighted, with 37 movies since 2008 to now. That's 17 years. So in about 3 years, in 2028, this franchise will be celebrating its 20th anniversary. At some point, no matter how much you think you like these movies, or no matter how much you think superhero fatigue doesn't exist or does exist, this is not the newest, hottest thing anymore, and it will have a downturn. There's just a thing in business. I think you guys will know it. What's the saying? It ebbs and it flows. That's how business works. It ebbs and flows, right? When it first started, it got really big and it peaked really hard. Then now it's all coming down. Now, the reason why it's coming down is because of all the bad decisions the creators at Marvel have made. It's not just movies. Marvel has made bad decisions in comic book wise that I've highlighted on this show a lot. They've made a lot of bad decisions as far as movie wise constantly. They just make bad decisions constantly. And the quality that they've released, not just from the first 3 phases, because keep in mind, the first 3 phases all didn't have the most perfect movies. I mean, God forbid. We had Iron Man 3 in those other phases. That movie's terrible, right? There's still the Dark World in there too. I'm not saying every movie in the past 3 phases was the best. I'm not. But the quality that has been released from phase 4 all the way to the end of phase 5 was abysmal. Adding the TV shows did not help them, because if you got a bad TV show, that also affects your perception of the MCU. I do think the TV show probably did it way worse than the movies, because that's just constant extra shit we're seeing when things were kind of limited as far as going out and seeing cinema. So to see how this many people go like, man, why did the movie do so poorly in week 2 despite good word of mouth? A lot of reasons can be true. It doesn't matter about superhero movie fatigue. This isn't the newest thing anymore. People go and check out other movies, or there's more competition. There's plenty of reasons why. Like the fact that people didn't think you would get tired of this is ridiculous. You've gotten tired of plenty of things in your life way lesser than a movie. Like how many movie franchises have you seen in your life? Like your favorite ones where it's been like, you know what? The newest one came out. I'll check it out later. That's what people are doing now for Marvel. They're going like, I'll check it out later, because it's not must-watch movies anymore. Back in the day, we're a lot younger. I'm obviously rich and hot and good looking. You guys are a bit different. You're cloud chasing fucks, honestly. We had a different life 10 years ago. We could just drop everything, go watch a movie. It's not priority to go watch these now. People have like jobs and everything. There's different things that come up. Another thing to mention is that Disney and all these studios have conditioned all of you to wait for these movies on streaming. Have they not? They've literally actively tried to kill the movie theater business. Even though at every CinemaCon, they're like, oh, we really love the theaters. No, you don't, because you put your big blockbusters on your streaming service 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. So what is the incentive to go and watch this movie right now when you know that's just going to end up on Disney Plus by next month? There's no incentive to go and watch that. There's no exclusivity in that. Bob Chapek did it with Pixar. He pretty much killed Pixar's numbers at box office wise. That new movie that just dropped with that little Mexican taco eater. Who the fuck that was? Elio.
Elio
Collapsed. Yeah. Completely collapsed. Bob Chapek literally ruined Pixar's box office numbers by directly dropping their movies on their streaming service. Same thing happened with this. People didn't watch Brave New World. Why? One of the main reasons. I'll just wait till Disney Plus. Yeah. If you could save $50, $100, not taking your family out to go see a movie, people will do that. People are spending less on entertainment. Now, the reason why these things all apply together is because this is actually not a under-known group of characters. I always say, hey, put out popular movies. And keep in mind, them putting out a group of characters that were popular did give them a nice boost. So that is the thing. You put a popular character movie, that you will get a boost. But the problem with that is that Fantastic Four's popularity is really, really tied up in the past bad movies from the Fox universe too. So to convince people that this is going to be different from the movies you saw before is really hard. That's just almost impossible. When you've burnt the casual audience many, many times, they go like, yeah, fuck. Why? You know, the average person would like, I'm not doing it anymore. Also keep in mind, let's give the Fantastic Four's cast. Pedro Pascal. Nobody likes this guy. Like, no one likes this guy. His acting is meh at best.
What the hell are you talking about? Nobody likes this guy. Like, he is the Timothy Chalamet of this year, if you will. He's in like everything.
I know you're lying. I know you're smiling. These are cameras off, Gray. I know you're fucking bullshitting me. But like,
oh, do you want my camera to be on?
Oh, good lord. He's gonna turn on he's gonna be butt naked in front of us. Oh god. Good god. I just need Eric Cartman.
That's one, yeah, great.
What?
That is awesome.
I need Eric Cartman.
One thing that I think is interesting is if you look at all 4 of the comic movies that came out this summer, Brave New World had problems behind set, and it was kind of they kept on doing rewrites, and the film kind of suffered for it. Plus, the film didn't do a very good job storyline wise, so it suffered critic score, but decent fan score. Thunderbolts came out and it was liked by critics and fans, but it still didn't make enough money to even. I think it barely broke even. Fantastic Four, good script. Fans liked it. Positive buzz, but it's still probably barely going to clear 500 million. Now we go to Superman. Good buzz, critics and fans, low drop off, all of these positives, but it's still only going to end somewhere between 630 to 680 million dollars, and it's not going to hit that double the marketing and the budget number. So you really got to start asking yourself now that even when you have a movie that people really like, Superman, which is like loves, no background stuff, no backstage stuff, everything on it is essentially perfect, and it won't break $1 billion. It won't even become technically successful. And if you took Superman and swapped it out with Man of Steel, so Superman comes out at that
different time period,
that would have been $1 billion movie,
right?
So I think that there's really should be a serious talk about, is there a cap now?
There's no ceiling
on
to it all
comic book movies. So even if it's good, even if the fans, the critics love it,
even if they know the character
has good word of mouth, you're not going to break 700 million.
The other thing I want to, because there was one thing I wanted to add to your point, which is a lot of those things you brought up, popular characters don't really have to have them because the casual fans will know that is and just go automatically support it, i.e. Deadpool Wolverine. You didn't have to ask people if they were going to watch Deadpool Wolverine. They weren't going to wait until it hit on streaming. You like those characters so much, you will automatically day of drop everything you're going to watch.
Yeah, that's an anomaly too.
And underrated characters don't have that. That's why I said if you do more popular characters, you're not going to question to someone, are you going to go and watch an X-Men movie? No one's waiting for streaming for an X-Men movie. You're going to go watch that. That's just what it is.
Here's my argument though. Are they? Because even with Superman, everything on there is positive, and it still didn't happen. So my question is now is even if everything is perfect, what's the cap on these things?
Are you saying they checked boxes?
I'm just saying, like, if everything on it is perfect, where the script's good, fans are excited, popular character, all of this, and then now the cap is like, 600 for your average character, maybe 1.2 billion dollars for a special character like Deadpool special. But Guardians 3, which is considered one of the better post-Endgame movies, it didn't do fantastic numbers either. So it's like, is there a ceiling now? And if there is, are we going to see the budgets dropping for these movies? Are they going to get less budget and try to get more of that profit?
Possibly. We're definitely going to see if there is a ceiling. I'm not convinced that there is, because you look at some of them from earlier this year. That's right. I'm getting a little agitated. My room's shaking around, but still, you can't tell because, the TV isn't mounted behind me, even though the TV's right there and the mount's right there on the wall. But that's okay. That's beside the point. There's ones from earlier this year, Lilo and Stitch. Even Jurassic World seems to be on, or Jurassic, whatever the hell they ended up calling
World Rebirth.
Yeah.
Well,
they seem to be on track, so I don't know, man. I'm not sure that the $1 billion movie is dead. It's just, man, was this packed where it was literally Jurassic World, or Superman, whatever.
Right,
within 4 weeks.
Yeah, you're right.
No, I'm talking purely comic book movies. I mean, I know that there's blockbusters out there still. I'm just wondering if comic book movies, does Marvel and DC now have a cap on them?
They probably do.
But I think this, so Fantastic Four was the last of the 3, and the other 2 already had buzz and everything like that. I don't know if this shows that is the end of it. And then you got to think where Snyderverse essentially left, like DC. We'll see on the next round. I don't think they'll have them stacked as much as this, but I'm not sure that the cap is there yet.
Them galvanizing each other, being this close to each other, like essentially how it worked, like with Oppenheimer and Barbie when it came out in 2023, I think, when that movie came out, where like the Mission Impossible movie was just galvanized because there was 2 other bigger ones that came out right after it. But the thing here is, this actually looks worse on Marvel, and I just love shitting on them because Superman is now, Superman's the biggest superhero ever known, so it makes sense why his movie outperformed them. He's Superman. It's gonna do better than Fantastic Four. It's not Spider-Man, but Fantastic Four is known. The difference with this is that DC has to build from scratch now. They have to build completely from scratch. Marvel is 37 films deep at this point, but they've had a streak of really bad stuff. We literally did a video that you guys will see before this one, where a lot of these guys here, there was like, how many projects they released with TV shows? Like 20, 25, I think, right? None of you had anything more than like 10. And combined, nothing more than 10, which means you had about, I think I had like 3. Bob had like 6. You had like 5. Warren, I think I asked him, he like fucking 4 or 3 things out of that. Imagine how much shit they gave you since 2019 to get to this point.
Well, I've talked about this on this program before, that if you go to a restaurant and you keep getting a bad meal over and over and over again, you're finally going to stop going. You get that first meal that's bad. You're like, okay, well, I'll still come back, because I've enjoyed it. This was just a bad one. And then you get another bad one. You're still like, okay, it's 2 in a row, but okay, I'm still going to go. Finally, you start hitting number 3, you hit number 4. Then you're starting to say, okay, now this is a pattern that maybe there's something wrong now with the recipe here. And it's not just Marvel. The superhero fatigue is coming across the board. You look at the Sony films, they didn't do Marvel any favors. Gray, you mentioned where the Snyderverse was left off. That didn't do comic book movies any favors. I mean, you look at, what was it, Aquaman 2, The Flash, Black Adam,
Joker,
Wonder Woman 84.
Morbius.
Yeah, Morbius, the greatest movie ever
Venom, made. Craven. I mean, we're talking.
Joker 2 was just last year.
Joker 2? God.
That was.
Thanks for reminding me of Joker 2. But
Superman had to overcome Joker 2's bad box office last year.
And that's what I'm talking about, is that none of these did Marvel or DC right now any favors. Mm-hmm. And so apathy has set in across the board. And I think that's where the superhero fatigue has come in, is that they got tired of all the crap and they just finally checked out that to check back in, you need an event movie like a Deadpool and Wolverine. You need something that's going to draw people back in. I'm hoping that maybe with Superman and I know I mentioned how I was not a fan of Superman because I didn't like the story, but there's a lot to like as to the universe that they're building.
The atmosphere.
Because there was a lot of things there that I thought were very positive. And if they can capitalize off of that, because even though I'm in the minority, I acknowledge that a lot of people really like that movie. And if they can capitalize off of that and get, say, maybe with Peacemaker 2, get some positive word of mouth. And then with Lanterns, get some, positive word of mouth. Going into Supergirl, that'll really help them, that they would have had 3 good projects in a row leading into that, and that'll really help it for a lesser known character. Right. Well, maybe not less, kind of lesser known.
Supergirl, Supergirl borderlines on a both.
I don't want to really say lesser known because I do think
she kind of borderlines on both,
but she's not. She's not in that same tier as Superman.
Yeah.
So, but that'll give some positive momentum getting to that, and I think but they got to handle it properly. I think the last couple of Marvel films were good. You mentioned Lunchbox that people liked Thunderbolts. People liked Fantastic Four. That's 2 good ones in a row. But there wasn't the response. Why? Because of all the bad that led into this.
Yeah.
And you throw in all of the other crap mixed into it. Like you mix in an Ironheart. You mix in some of this other stuff into that. And it's like, oh, wait. Yeah, this was good, but then this sucked.
Yeah, I swear the TV shows do more harm than good. Because imagine if we just didn't have a world of TV shows existing.
We have to remember too. Theaters have not recovered since COVID.
Yeah, attendance is down.
And also the economy has people tightening their wallets.
#MAGA.
So right now, those 2 factors are already hindering everything. On top of that, and with the bad will, to add on to your restaurant analogy, if 100 customers say I'm never going or I stop going there, they get a new cook, they get a new menu,
they get new ownership potentially.
You go and tell all 100 of those. You're only going to get 50 to 60 of them to come back and try it again.
Yeah,
you're going to get a section that just said, no, I'm done. I had a couple bad meals. I'm not going to do it again. I don't care what you guys say. So you're never going to get everyone back unless you have consistently, if like a month, 2 months go by and you're hearing from everyone that this place is completely changed and the food's good, you might bring some of those people in, but it's going to take consistency to do it. But what's interesting is if you look at Agatha, which was positive amongst critics and fans.
Homosexual men, probably.
Brave New World, which was positive amongst fans. Thunderbolts, critics and fans. Fantastic Four, critics and fans. Marvel has been doing good. The animated Spiderman series was well received. X-Men 97 was well received. It's just they've damaged the goodwill so much that they got to keep hoping they could churn these things out and get those people back in the seats. Problem is, though, they don't have much going on between now and Doomsday. So you have Spider-Man Brand New Day. Hopefully that does some setup for them. And then you need to have whatever your TV shows. Right. If you don't, there's going to be no setup, no push.
Are you forgetting about Vision Quest? Come on.
I'm Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah.
More shows. It's like Vision, but he's white this time.
Yeah, more shows. Just damage is already done with
the question is, though, are those shows going to help or is it going to hurt? Like if Marvel keeps doing
Kevin Feige talked about that. I think because there wasn't an article for us yet to do a video on, because I know I have that in my notepad for us to do a video on that. The TV shows themselves do a lot of damage to the brand. I still would argue they've done more damage to the brand than the movies have. Because keep in mind, the long length of watching them week to week, getting to the finales, which are pretty bad, in my opinion, a lot of them. Remember Moon Knight's finale? Do you remember that horrible show? Imagine watching that shit, which I did, week to week, and you get that. And you go like, man, really have faith in this brand again. That's why he's cutting down the shows. Just because it's not that they can't be useful. It's not that they can't be good. They need to just do less of them and actually hire writers that can tell It's crazy. People show on the CW had writers that wrote good television shows for 23 episodes straight. And you can't hire a person to write 6 episodes? That is ridiculous of a concept.
Not counting the stuff that's already set to come out, like Wonder Man and stuff like that. The only thing I can think of that Marvel's got coming out between now in Doomsday is Daredevil season 2, and we're looking at Spider-Man Brand New Day. So Marvel's got to hope that both of those do well.
Too.
Yeah,
I think Hawkeye season 2. You mean Hawkeye? I know.
Will that come out before Doomsday though?
I think it's Hawkeye. Yeah,
2027.
Was it 2027?
That's December 2027 is when Avengers Doomsday is slated for right now. And I think Brand New Day is. I'm not sure when
Brand New Day is January or February.
Yeah. Is it going to be in January? February?
I think it might be in February. Yeah.
Okay. When's Supergirl dropping?
Supergirl drops in June or July.
So they're going summer for her.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that completely, but
see, I think Marvel actually needs DC to do
awesome,
well
though.
Between now and then. I think Marvel's hoping DC does well because again, that will help get some positive buzz back around the comic book movie genre. They need Lanterns to do well. They need Supergirl to do well because again, that helps generate some buzz.
I am excited for Lanterns, but I want to see a trailer. But I love the actors so far, so I'm excited. Plus, I'm excited for Peacemaker, but I'm a huge DC James Gunn fan right now, so I'm probably biased.
So this was one of the people that a lot of people know. He used to do, I think, Screen Junkies with Andy Signor, that fat fucking piece of shit, worthless bastard. John Roca is an interesting human being, I will say. He isn't like Andy Signor, who's a literal fat, worthless piece of shit.
It's really hard to read you sometimes. Like, you're so subtle with your emotions.
So people were really getting on him for this tweet, and I half agree with him here and here. So I'm going to read it, but I do understand where he's coming from to a certain extent. I get it. It's actually half and half. He had this tweet that went pretty big because basically Culture Base had this tweet right here that basically went and it highlighted the numbers of Jurassic World Rebirth, Superman, and Fantastic Four and the weeks that they've come out. And these numbers are actually a lot lower than a lot of people thought, or higher depending on who you talk to. Jurassic World Rebirth is not a super mega smash hit, but
that doesn't surprise me though, because first off they didn't get any IMAX showings, so that hurt them to begin with, and then Superman came out the very next week. So like I on the other show that I do, Dad's Turn to Talk, we had talked about this, and I think I predicted like 850 for Jurassic World. So I mean that's actually lower than what I thought.
I legit said $1 billion. I thought it was a shoe.
But I didn't think $1 billion was going to get there. I thought it was going to finish short because simply just the IMAX screenings alone.
Yeah, and Superman has, I don't think it's going to end up being profitable at all. It probably might just break even. It is consistently going up. It's not even crawling. It's consistently having people come back and watch it. Fantastic Four just came out, so well, the just out one probably like next week if I had a consistent base of people still watching it. So John had this tweet, and he said, some people won't want to hear this. Whenever you hear that from any person, especially a girl, you're about to hear some absolute horse shit. But it might be time to stop putting all the blame on studios or creators for underperforming movies. It might be time to start looking at the intelligence level of moviegoers. If a phenomenally stupid film like Jurassic World Rebirth can crush films like Superman and Fantastic Four at the box office, I wouldn't say Jurassic World Rebirth really crushed Superman. They're not that far away from each other, for being completely honest here.
Only $200 million.
Yeah, crushing to me would be like
only.
Crushing would be like, to me, Jurassic World Rebirth is at 800, Superman's at like 400, but I digress. Then something might be wrong with all of us and not the studios or creative. So I know he got a lot of flack for this tweet. It's half and half. Okay, so there's beloved movies, cult classics that a lot of people revere as some of the greatest movies ever made. Flopped at the box office, completely bombed, actually. Not even got to being flopped. They just straight up bombed completely, just were absolute failures. So there are great movies that come out that the audience just doesn't recognize, because I do believe the level of the intelligent moviegoer is like what he's saying. I don't disagree with that. I think the level of intelligent moviegoer is stupid, honestly. But they're not stupid to the point where they can't check out of something if they don't feel like they're getting what they asked for. I think there's a level of intelligence to them. There's a little bit.
I completely disagree with you.
I do too.
Don't call them stupid. What can I say? I always disagree with you, but I've got to really vehemently disagree with you here.
Oh, God.
The movie-going audience is smart. I think
I let the thing
the
flop.
problem is you're a flop.
Oh my
listen,
god.
So I don't know if we're gonna have those hidden gems
they literally
anymore.
let the thing flop. I hate all of you guys. You guys are clout
Dude, my
bastards.
favorite movies are almost all flops box office wise.
And the audience,
but man, they got a cult following afterwards. I don't know if we're gonna have that anymore. Like that was something that kind of cable created by just playing the same movies over and over again. That the video store rentals had. Sometimes just a good poster is worth a rental, but man, when's the last time that you heard of anything like on streaming that's like, you gotta check out this streaming movie? This streaming movie is just amazing, or that you hear this movie that was released suddenly has become a hit on streaming, other than randomly, what was that one from like a decade ago that just was like on Netflix as #1 like a month ago? Other than that, you hardly ever hear that shit. So I don't know. I hope the time of the hidden gems isn't over.
So look, and what he's talking about, like a phenomenally stupid film like Jurassic World, that's okay. Sometimes a phenomenally stupid film is fine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
There are movies that out there that I'll admit are phenomenally stupid, but I still enjoy them. Like, look, Godzilla versus Kong, that is not a good movie.
No, by any standard. That is peak cinema.
It doesn't have to be a good movie. All it needs to have is a giant lizard fighting a giant monkey. That's it. I don't need to see anything else because I know that it's going to be that way going into it, and that's fine. Jurassic World, if you look at the last few films leading into this one, they weren't good films. And so I didn't expect this one to be good. Now, I didn't like it, but I do acknowledge that my theater, they were having a good time. They stood up afterwards and clapped, and I wasn't one of them, but I was looking at everybody else having a good time, and that was it connected with them. And it's fine that the film was phenomenally stupid because they wanted to see giant dinosaurs eating people. That's what they wanted to see, and it worked.
I just want to make sure we point out there's several different things like we did with the Fantastic Four discussion, which is the audience, to me, either they have a good, it's not about intelligence. It's like they have a good read on some stuff and have a bad read on others. Like we said before, there's phenomenal cult classic movies that are just reviewed as some of the best movies ever made that flop because the audience didn't care for them. It's really fair. This is the thing in comic book world too. Like the movie world, the audience just gets to decide what they support. You can't really control it. You just have to go where the trends are. Now, these people like John Roca will always say things like, but this movie's stupid. Not every movie has to be Shakespeare. Not every audience member wants a Shakespearean movie. That's fine. All of it can coexist in a world.
Can you name one Shakespearean movie?
No, because I am a genius, actually. And also, when he says...
Can you name anything Shakespeare?
So, Shakespeare in Love does not count. Okay.
So,
can you spell Shakespeare?
That's not one of them.
So when he's bringing up that, then something might be wrong with all of us and not the studios or creatives. Okay, so the reason why I say half and half agreed, I agree. Movie intelligence of the audience is pretty, I'll say hit or miss, right? I'll say 50-50. Just depends on the read. But who makes the movies, John? John, listen. Who makes these movies? We don't make this stuff. We're not rich enough, especially these clout chasing fucks. We literally have no influence. The creatives are literally who make the movies. Who made all of Marvel's bad decisions? Are most likely Kevin Feige for probably like 80% of them, minus Bob Chapek in that period where he took over. So why is it the fact that we can't blame them? Then you have chills like this guy who blame the audience. I think the audience is to be blamed for some stuff, but I think the good brunt of it goes to the creatives. Most of it should. None of us told Sony to make random Spiderman villain movies. No one told them that. They just made them, and they failed.
So do you think...
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Please go ahead, Warren. You're much more intelligent than MSK. Please.
I was just going to say is that you can't blame the audience for anything. The audience buys what it wants to buy. And if you create something that more of the audience wants to buy, then you have a success. If you put those three films up against each other, it is much easier to sell for a general audience. Dinosaurs eat people on an island. Plus, with the bad will from superhero movies, James Gunn's kind of polarizing by himself. Fantastic Four with Marvel's own problems. I am not surprised at all that the Dinosaurs Eat People movie won. And if it's a fun movie, it's a fun movie. It's for general audiences. Sometimes something that's made so simple that hits the most people, and the most people enjoy it,
saying
is going to make the most money.
Finest. You know? Yeah. It's a saying in the novel world, simplicity is at its finest. Like, there's some people out there, guys, that literally just want to take their kids to go see something stupid like that movie, which is fine. I keep in mind, it can all coexist. Like, because there's plenty of movies that have come out where, use Transformers 1, positive word of mouth. The audience sure didn't support that movie. Now, that was also because Paramount put out horse shit Transformer movies for the last, ever since these existed, or have probably existed cinema-wise, you know? So I think all of it is up for discussion and debate when you look at all the aspects. Because if the audience says, I like this movie, then why didn't you show up and watch it? You know? There's plenty of movies.
You just blamed like 4 different people are to blame. So who is to blame? So is it the audience? Is it Chapek? Is it the creatives? Is it
Gray? You're popping a little bit. Your mic.
Okay. I'm just. I think it's me being in your room. It's affecting stuff. You know.
Good Lord.
The quality.
So,
who's to blame, sir?
I would say.
Who are you actually blaming here?
Out of percentages, I would say it's 90% the studios and like 10% the audience. Because if the audience is saying, I like that movie, but if none of you went and watched it, there's no reason for those movies to exist anymore because it doesn't make sense financially. But keep in mind, we're not the ones that make the decisions to make these movies. You do, right? So that's why I say it mostly always falls on the creators and the studios. But there are the times where, like, the audience, they don't show up to watch the movies. They don't. They say they want stuff different from superhero movies. Movies that are not super related at all come out all the time. That is their fault. They legit go watch them.
There's not, but if they don't want to go see it, it's not their fault. They don't want to go see it.
It would be their fault if it failed because they didn't go and financially support it. Even if
that's also on them for not selling it right.
Like
no one is owed anything. MSK. Come on.
But if the audience is like, hey, we don't
someone
want
is owned,
movies,
and it's always MSK on his show.
Good Lord.
Look, I don't know who you're differentiating as the 90% is the studio. So you mentioned Chapek and you mentioned the creatives. So by the creatives, I assume you mean like the writers, the directors, like the people doing the actual creativity,
it would
the artsy part.
Fault. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what about the actual company, the machine that is the mouse, the investors, like the fact that they need to keep churning out profit?
No.
So
all that
this needs to be launched per quarter. We need to have this many hits. And they're looking at like this machine of product as opposed to actual art. So if it's being churned out and every director is basically saying like, yeah, this really sucks. You're a cog in this fucking thing. You really don't have control. They're basically making set pieces for you before there's a script.
But this also applies to every studio. Paramount does this. Universal does this. Lionsgate
not
does
to the
this.
extent of Disney, though. You're right. I think.
Good Lord.
It's still not on the scale of Disney, man.
Well, yeah, because Disney's like literally a conglomerate. But it's also use F1. F1 came out. A lot of people say they like that. That's been critically well received everywhere. That's not doing as well as Jurassic
I hope they made their money back.
Well,
I know at one point
it
was reported that it was like the most expensive movie. Apparently it's not, but still, like,
imagine that.
Well, I mean, it's a racing movie, so it's only going to attract Brad Pitt fans and racing fans and cinema fans to go see that. You're not going to have a wide audience. Like we see this in comic books.
Audience? Hell yeah, I love
wide audience. We see this in comic books all the time. You get some art writer who's really good. He writes a detective story and he feels like it's the best thing ever written, but he doesn't get that many fans. The reason why is because there's only so many fans for detective stories. So when the other guy's book, which is a book with just tits on it, fighting stuff, that hits more audiences when it makes more money. Has nothing to do with the audience's fault. You have to hit your target audience. You have to understand what your target audience will give you. And then if you fail, then you failed to entertain that audience. It's all on you. The audience does nothing wrong. It is just buying a product or a ticket based upon if they see something that they like, and they'll come back if they enjoyed what they bought. So I don't see how you can blame the audience at all. Audience is just sort of like a thing out there that you're trying to make the money off of. It's your reading board. If you're not bringing people in, then that's a problem with you that you got to fix to get those people in here. It's not a problem with them.
True.
They don't owe you support. It's like I have to go watch Love and Thunder because I want every Marvel movie to make $1 billion. Well, they're not going to get better movies if we just go watch everything and just.
I'm not saying that. What I'm bringing up is there have been plenty of movies that a lot of people have liked that hasn't. It's not that they're owed anything. It's like if people say they want better movies and better movies come out and you do not support them, that is on the audience. Because if you don't financially support with your money, then there's no reason to make more of that movie.
MSK, that's not on the audience. That's on the actual studios and the filmmakers who didn't capture the audience. Listen, MSK fatigue is not the audience's fault.
Oh, God.
That's on the creative.
Oh, God. No, not on me. Nope, I don't claim that one. All right. There's an obvious reason why Fantastic Four First Steps collapsed at the box office. Okay, well, probably this guy. Not a box office draw, as we know. Wait, wasn't he in Gladiator 2 as well? Wasn't he?
To be fair, I don't think many actors are box office draws.
That's been a thing in forever. That's literally not been a thing in a long time at this point. It's been literally since the pandemic went. Like, movie stars just don't. The only person that I know that could probably attract a crowd is like The Rock and maybe like Tom Cruise.
Even The Rock has lost some level. I would say Ryan Reynolds and Tom Cruise are probably
the only two, right?
The last two draws that I can think of right now. Maybe Denzel, but that depends on the role.
And he's black too, so No.
Yeah, because that didn't help Gladiator 2.
Yeah.
No, it did not. Pedro or Denzel.
Hey, wasn't he supposed to like make out with a dude and they cut that scene out? Like, what the hell? Yeah, because that's what you want out of Denzel Washington, making out with another dude. These studios are retarded some days. Holy fucking hell.
Yeah, Denzel did not help that movie at all.
Yeah, Denzel is normally good in everything that he's in, except that. That is the one time I will say Denzel Washington did not hit a home run. Because even if the movie's bad, Denzel Washington hits a home run. Not on Gladiator 2. God,
not this time.
It's been a rough year for Disney and Marvel's MCU. Captain America Brave New World was met with tepid reviews and a sluggish box office, more like a complete failure. Thunderbolts was better received, but the relatively unknown characters and title almost guaranteed that it would flop. More on these two in a minute. Yeah, people said, hey, these were going to fail. Studios didn't listen. Keep in mind, so I said, mostly always falls on them. Fantastic Four First Steps seemed at first to be a rebound for Marvel. Positive reviews and audience reception fueled a strong opening weekend, though it fell short of DC Superman, which released just 2 weeks earlier. The film's second weekend, however, was disastrous, plummeting 66% from $117.6 million to just $40 million, a significantly steeper decline than analysts predicted, 55 to 60%. I even said it in the videos previously. There's nothing to worry about if you're DC and if you're Warner Bros. And Universal for the MCU movies. They've not performed very well in a long time. It's not really something you should care about at this point, which is crazy because you would have never said that years ago. When it comes to box office numbers in superhero movies, quite a few factors have to be taken into account. There are some things that are completely outside of the control of movie studios. The movie theater business was already on the decline prior to C-19 pandemic thanks to the rise of streaming, but consumer behavior following the pandemic has only made matters worse. Fewer people are going to the movies now than during the MCU's heyday. But this is the thing. This is why we know it's superhero movie fatigue. None of that applies to the other billion-dollar movies that came out. That didn't apply to Barbie. That didn't apply to Oppenheimer. That didn't apply to Super Mario Brothers. That didn't apply to Lilo and Stitch. Minecraft. Tom Cruise's Top Gun Maverick 2.
Yeah, but some of these others that you're mentioning, there's a few of them there were event movies. I mean,
that's true. Yeah,
they had. It felt like you had to go see it in theater. Yeah. Like we've talked. Like the article talks about how movie going behavior has changed. Part of that is what it is, and I think it was you, Gray, that or Warren. I don't remember.
They're all the same. At
mentioned
point,
it, but regarding the economy, people are holding back on that. It's like, okay, am I going to go see this movie? I'll use Ballerina as an example because I really liked Ballerina. I thought it was a cool movie, but the general audience is going to say, okay, am I going to go see Ballerina and waste my money for that? Or am I going to go take my kids to go see Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah.
That's what they took they spent their money on.
And keep in mind,
and Lilo and Stitch is like 4-year-olds to 80-year-olds is the age range for it.
Yeah.
Captain America Brave New World is like maybe 13 and up.
Yeah.
And then you also with the superhero movie, all those lines. Like, it's not how many like, yes, there are billion-dollar movies. There is potential there in the market, but there also it takes special events. You have to, like, to hit that billion mark, you have to be as general audience as possible. You have to have that kind of event to it, and there has to be some factors into play there.
Oh, even Minions: The Rise of Gru, that literally almost hit $1 billion. So did Despicable Me 4. Because I think another factor in that this doesn't take into effect is all these movies we just mentioned, we haven't got sequels to those movies or first time of those movies almost ever. So like a first time movie just coming out and a sequel to a franchise that hasn't been kind of not like dead, but only just fandomed forever, right? The MCU has movies literally every single. That's why I've always said people are gonna get tired of these, and as Warren said, there's gonna be a cap to these. But if you kind of make special events out of them, they can't be special events anymore. Want to know why? They come out every year, but every year, and multiples too, not just one. It's 2 to 3 are coming out every year. It's like, how can you make that a special event anymore? Unless you literally only released one movie a year, like they used to do back in the day. Do they want to go back to that schedule? Because what you guys are saying is basically, if you make it feel special again, like you haven't had it in a while, you'll want to go and see it again. That's possible. That's actually a very good decision to do, but we know they're not going to do that. Like, because, they're retarded. Many movie studios began releasing films direct to streaming during the pandemic, and even though that's been reeled back significantly, the damage was done. A good chunk of the audience will simply wait until these movies come to Disney Plus or HBO Max. Even still, the decline Fantastic Four saw week over week cannot be pinned down entirely on consumer behavior. I love blaming both, honestly. Superman opened with a $125 million weekend and only dropped 53% the following weekend. Both movies had strong reviews and word of mouth. Both had A- cinema scores. Cinema score means nothing. Who the fuck cares about them? Critics mostly praised them. So why would Fantastic Four's decline be so much steeper than Superman's? The other theory posted by some online is that superhero fatigue has set in, and moviegoers are simply getting tired of the genre. So people pointed out, but what about Deadpool, Wolverine, and Spiderman No Way Home? Those made $1 billion. Guys, do you know the thing called exceptions to the rule? Yes, once in a while, a random one of these movies will make a lot of money. That's not going to be the average for all of them. Yeah, randomly, you're going to get $1 billion movie. Randomly. It's going to be like one of them.
It wasn't random, dude. That was the big event of last summer. And
right.
If you remember, there's been 2 Marvel ones since then, and they weren't exactly big successes. What can I say? It's not like we're coming on the heels of a $1 billion movie.
Well, look at Brand New Day. We're getting all sorts of hype. Costumes, Punisher, Hulk, script, talking about script. They're building up a lot of hype for it. And when that comes out in February, that's probably going to be, I can imagine that one hitting $1 billion. I mean, it's there's hype for it. It's a popular franchise. It's coming off of the last one, which I think did $1 billion also. So, I mean, I can see Spider-Man doing that good.
I can see Spider-Man doing $1 billion, yeah.
Yeah, I could see it doing $1 billion. I don't know about Doomsday. Doomsday is going to have to do about $2 to $3 billion by the sounds of it.
Good Lord.
So I don't even know if it's going to do, $1 billion, let alone that.
It's just one of these things where people need to understand the $1 billion kind of thing that Marvel had. That's going to be a saying we had back in the day called few, far in between. It's not going to be almost every other movie that gets that. It's just how the landscape is. As they've mentioned here, the landscape has changed. Taste potentially changed. You know how tastes work? Your tastes change over time. When you're a kid, you're an adult. Why? I understand why that just can't happen for movies. And every single time I brought this up to idiots I would talk to, they're like, no, you're wrong. I'm wrong for telling you how life goes. Your taste quite literally change in movies, entertainment, food, anything. Why would taste not change the superhero genre? Just because it was popular and had a lot of accolades and numbers doesn't mean it was never going to have a period where it had a downturn. These things always have downturns, no matter, even if they're popular. There's great TV shows out there that have a fraction of the viewership they've had when they first started because they're not the newest thing anymore. You know, keep in mind, this show's been running. We always have our viewership. Nevertheless, this certainly adds to the equation. But Superman has already grossed $300 million domestic box office mark. Sorry, but Superman has already crossed the $300 million domestic box office mark, topping Man of Steel. And the Justice League movie from DC, both films released during the height of the superhero craze. Well, Justice League pretty much completely bombed if we're looking at about like how much money it made, but whatever. Man of Steel did pretty good, honestly. Here's the truth. I love truth. And the truth is, I had sex with my wife when I was watching Brave New World. Oh, sorry, back to this. The truth is, people are not burnt out on superhero movies, as he quite literally just mentioned many reasons why they would. But whatever, we'll follow this logic. Quite the opposite. People are so hungry for good superhero movies that they're gushing about films that are okay at best. Okay, hold on, wait a minute. So Fantastic Four isn't good? So Thunderbolts also isn't good. I think people don't understand. Good is a subjective thing you have to yourself, okay? The only measurement of good that people have as far as the numbers is the box office number. Like, so does that mean that because, I don't know, Frozen made $1 billion that it's better than a movie like The Thing? That's where that argument doesn't really that's why I say good is always a subjective thing that people need to understand. That's just a you thing for the most part. Because the Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts was a fine movie. It just failed because the characters nobody knew existed. Superman was a hot mess of a movie, but fans and critics alike raved about it. And I'll admit, despite all its flaws, I think it was the more enjoyable movie than Fantastic Four. People raved about that one too, but aside from the cool retro futuristic aesthetic, it's mostly just incredibly dull. With a lackluster ending, people are so desperate for good superhero movies, they've convinced themselves that these qualify. But as you guys said here, the audience gets to decide that. If that's what they want, that's what they want. Sure, go ahead with that. But the numbers are down because a good amount of people are checked out. You can always have a core audience of something. These movies have a core audience that'll watch these no matter what. Every time they come out, though, they'll be there. Good majority of audiences potentially checked out. Who knows? But bad movies often do well at the box office. Aquaman, yeah, the shade in mentioning Aquaman. Good Lord. Aquaman did $335 million domestically. When did Aquaman come out? Aquaman came out in 2018.
Yeah, something like that.
With Infinity War.
Because it came out right after Justice League.
Yeah. Aquaman came out the year of Black Panther, Infinity War, the first Into the Spider-Verse movie. So that movie right there still capitalized on the superhero craze because 2018 was when Infinity War was coming out. And good movies often do bad. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves did $93.9 million domestically and $208.2 million globally. Okay, so what deems D&D is good?
Well, it was a good movie.
Yeah, but you could say, well, it made less money, so people thought it was bad. See how that doesn't work?
Quality.
Yeah. That's what I'm bringing up.
Yeah.
That's why that argument doesn't apply. So D&D made less. So that must mean that that's a worse movie, right? Guys, see how that logic doesn't apply? Because that would be stupid, because it's all just subjective. So we've been looking at just quality can't always explain a film's poor showing. Yeah, quality, because there's video games that come out that are really good. That Ultimate Spider-Man video game that came out a long time ago, people love that game. It failed completely. People love it now. They didn't support it when it initially came out. Keep in mind, you can do everything right and the people not support your product. That's how it usually goes. If we want to get down to the number one reason Fantastic Four First Steps declined so much in its second weekend, acknowledging all these factors, it's simple. It's a Fantastic Four movie. These characters are not particularly popular. No Fantastic Four movie prior to this has been very good. Well, I disagree with them not being popular, but the movies before were absolutely garbage. These are not Batman or Superman or Avengers level comic book characters. It's more damning ultimately that Captain America did so poorly. That wasn't Captain America, though. I mean, that's a version of Captain America, technically, but that wasn't Steve Rogers. That's Sam Wilson. Captain America ought to be a major hit for Marvel at this point. Steve Rogers Captain America, not Sam Wilson Captain America. Like how that's a convenient. Oh, yeah, that's Captain America. Oh, Chris Evans Captain America. No, Anthony Mackie's. I'm out. I'm gonna start taking reference, and for that reasons, I'm out. But Brave New World was a confusing mess, and very few people are particularly excited about Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson taking on the role of Captain America, while Bucky, a more sensible choice given his old friendship with Steve Rogers, is tucked away in Thunderbolts. The problem with superhero movies these days is that the people who make them are out of touch. I agree with the people who watch them. They have forgotten who the target audience is and why moviegoers head to the movies in the first place. To his credit, James Gunn was right to go with a popular DC hero like Superman for his DC reboot, and smart to choose mostly less expensive stars to fill the roles because budgets are absolutely out of control. He just happened to also write one of the worst scripts for the film. Between lousy scripts, Fantastic Four is terrible, and characters most moviegoers don't care about, superhero fatigue and sluggish box office numbers are less about people not wanting these types of movies and more about the quality of the movies we keep getting from both Marvel and DC. Give the people what they want, find better writers, there's plenty of life left in the genre. The question is whether the people in charge have the creativity and wherewithal to bring audiences back. So, several things here. If we're going to judge if a movie's good based off its box office numbers, then Superman fits that criteria perfectly. So that's why it would also be fatigue. Superman, the biggest character in comic history known to man, that doesn't break even or make profit. How is that not fatigue? I got every obstacle will come up for super fatigue. No, it's not that. It's not that. Then what is it then? If they're not supporting the movies that we've all called good, that literally is fatigue. They're just tired of it. That's what it is. They have a cap now. I don't get how you can always point out to many factors of superhero fatigue and be like, no, but actually, dude, that weekend I was banging my wife's sister and we didn't go to the movies because I was inside of her. All right, so
you were fine until you mentioned the wife's sister. Yeah.
Good Lord, man. Keep in mind, as Bob pointed out.
I mean, part of I think the reason why people are like that is because they'll say, no, it's not this reason. Oh, it's not that reason. Because a lot of that goes to the fact that there are so many reasons why there is superhero fatigue. It's not just one reason. Mm-hmm. I mean, you'll see somebody come out and say, well, it's not because of this. You're right. It's not just because of that.
Yeah.
There's all these other things that built into it too.
Right. And then there's another thing to bring up too. You brought it up. Bob did. Okay, so people didn't give a flying fuck that Jurassic World Rebirth script is terrible, pretty bad. They didn't care. They literally don't care. They just went and watched it. So you can't tell me that script quality is a factor in the audience's brain. I can tell you right now that if you ask the average person why they like that movie, they'll literally just tell you, I thought the action was pretty good. I like the song they played during my favorite scene. These people are so not smart. I promise you this. They don't know script quality. They do not know script quality, because if they did, then Frozen would make $1 billion. I can say Frozen probably written like shit. Or The Lion King live action made $1 billion. That movie's terrible. That version of that movie is terrible. The animated one is amazing, right? So I don't think it has anything to do with audience members noticing movie quality, because if that were true, Venom in 2018 made almost $1 billion. That movie also stinks ass. Complete. That movie's utter shit. You know, I don't think any of that applies. I think what Bob and Warren said are true. These things have a cap now. Doesn't matter if it's fucking popcorn level or doesn't matter if it's Shakespeare. It doesn't matter. It's gotten to a point where people are just kind of like, they know it exists. Hardcore audience will watch, but most people are just going to kind of maybe wait for Disney Plus or whatever streaming service you watch these on. It doesn't matter. You are. But we'll start with Gray, and then we'll go around and get our final thoughts on this. So Gray, barring your microphone not sounding like complete ass and you being, more intelligent.
My microphone sounds like you.
Lord.
Weird.
So what are your thoughts, man? Do you think there's really super movie fatigue? All jokes aside, do you really think it's a thing, or you just think it's just?
I don't think it's necessarily that. I think it's bad movie fatigue, and we had a bunch of them released one after another. I think it'd be hard for all of them to make $1 billion, and it seems like Jurassic is getting there. I don't know, man. I don't think cinema's where it used to be. So to me, I didn't see all of them making $1 billion, but I definitely thought Fantastic Four was going to do better than that because it's the best Marvel film I've seen in years, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I thought that one would do better than say the earlier two, at least the Valentine's Day one, the Brave New World.
Oh yeah,
but
right.
Yeah,
my wife too. Hell yeah, we had a great time in that movie.
And her boyfriend. No, I remember you guys made a date of it. But yeah, all I can say is I hope that they're able to reproduce this with the next one because the direction that this seemed to go seemed like a much better direction than what a lot of these last films have been. It seemed a lot more focused. I hope they continue that way. I hope they don't learn the lesson of, nope, that means we just need cameos and we need a whole bunch of, big names thrown in there. That's the only way we'll make our money back. I hope they kind of go the DC route and maybe they do make some smaller budget ones, but it's going to be tough for Marvel. They're kind of expecting $1 billion on each one of these. They just don't go small.
So more Thor: Love and Thunders and more Ant-Man Quantumanias. Ant-Man Quantumania.
I think you can go smaller, man. I think you can go way smaller. There's a bunch of like Marvel kind of unknowns that it'd be fun to see those, but you're not going to get that. Every one of these is supposed to be a blockbuster, and I don't think Marvel is in that era anymore. So I think that era people are done with, but I think if you have a good movie, people are going to go to it.
All right. Lunchbox Warren, what do you think?
I agree with Gray.
No, we can't have that. We can't have that. God damn. Fuck,
well, it's Marvel. You need to make them you could take the characters like the Thunderbolts and you put them in a smaller script movie, like kind of like Suicide Squad, the James Gunn, the second one, the good one. It's a smaller film. You're using more obscure characters. They're not like in New York, and there's not like this big deal. They're in some kind of it's in a fake country, and they're fighting Starro. Mm-hmm. But it's really more of a compact kind of deal. You need to do that you need to make films appropriate to the characters. Brave New World should have been a spy thriller similar to Winter Soldier. They should, you can't turn Thunderbolts into $1 billion property. You really can't turn Sam Wilson's Captain America into $1 billion property until you give him a good movie where you can really define him. Maybe you can, if you need it to be $1 billion property, you need to give him better co-stars. You need to start dipping in. Like, why isn't Thor in some of these movies? Why aren't they tapping into Chris Hemsworth? Why aren't they tapping into Ant-Man more? Tom Holland Spider-Man, if the deal with Sony allows them to, they're trying to take these obscure characters. They're having problems behind the scenes, and they're trying to expect everything they do to be a grand slam. And with DC, I'm hoping, as Bob mentioned earlier, that Peacemaker creates positive movement, Lanterns, and then we get a really good Supergirl movie where that cap may disappear if it's quality after quality after quality, and they just get these good momentums going. Marvel has a huge uphill battle because they're going into Doomsday, which is going to be, I think it's going to try to be, it has a lot of work to do to set up because there's no setup prior to it. You get a small little cutscene at the end of Fantastic Four. I don't even know if there's going to be a mention of anything to do with Doomsday in Spider-Man. Who knows what's going on with that? Maybe an extra an after credit scene, but they're not doing enough to set this up to create that momentum. So hopefully DC's momentum will push them too. But as of right now, I think just Marvel's, they really got it. I'm looking forward to the reset, to be honest. I really do think that they need to reset and reshuffle, get some new blood in there, and start doing some new stuff.
Bob, what do you think?
I kind of agree with all of this.
Damn, that's especially me, right?
A big part of the problem, and you and I talked about this last week, MSK, that Fantastic Four felt like a Phase 1 movie. its tone felt like a Phase 1 movie. This is the tone that all of Phase 4 should have been, because you built all the way up to Endgame, and that was the big ending event, so you had to start over. But instead, they tried to make everything a billion-dollar property, and you couldn't do that. You needed to start over and build it up. And y'all had already mentioned about making films that are appropriate to the character. Shang-Chi, I shouldn't have seen him flying around on dragons and stuff like that. I should have gotten a low-budget kung fu movie that took place like in the inner city or somewhere around there. Let's have a good action film, low budget, that turns a profit, that gets people excited about that character, and you can give him something down the line. Another part of the problem, and you already touched on this, Lunchbox, that there is no build for Doomsday, because they were building towards the Kang dynasty, and then they had to throw all of that out. And so they're starting from scratch with nothing. I mean, in theory, Captain America, of the films that they had this year, probably should have been the ones building into it, but Captain America was still left over from before. Thunderbolts was still left over from before. So the only thing leading into this is Fantastic Four. And that's it. It's just not enough to get that build. So you mix in all the bad movies, you mix in the wrong tone, you mix in the wrong build, and this is a tough battle for them to get there. Can they get there? With consistency. Like you all have already said, with consistency, they can get there, because they've got to get that apathy gone. They got to get that restaurant crowd back in the restaurant. And that's going to take some time. As far as where this film is at, I don't think it's really a surprise. It sucks because again, you and I talked about it at MSK last week. This was a fun movie. I had a good time with it. Was it great? Was it peak MCU? No, but it felt like a good Phase 1 movie, like a starting fresh, and let's have a good time with it. I had a good time with Fantastic Four, and it sucks that it's not going to make its money back, but that's the reality of where Marvel's at.
Yeah, because I think when it comes to these discussions, not just with you guys, a lot of people have to factor in, it's what Bob said. There's many reasons. Theater attendance, the budgets of these movies are astronomically out of control. That's why we heard rumors for the X-Men movie. They want younger cast of unknown people. Yeah, that would be a good idea. But then again, I don't trust that. Well, yeah, Black Magneto. I don't know about that one, but who knows? Cost of risk when we get to it. But so there's many things. Movie attendance is down. The MCU's put out pretty much bad movies and TV shows the last 5 years. Insert minus the ones you liked, but a lot of it not being good. And this is barring that even the first 3 phases had some pretty shit movies in them too, but people just went, you know what, we're just going to get past it to get to the next one. Then you also couple the fact that, hey, is it writing? I don't think the general movie-going person even cares about that, honestly. I don't really think the average moviegoer knows what a good quality script even is, honestly. But numbers show that is this a healthy kind of trend we need to keep doing here? Or is Fantastic Four not as popular as we thought? Maybe the Fox X movies really did damage the brand. Because keep in mind, most people would have only watched those movies. They never read the comic books. Let's be honest. That's not a thing that has happened, obviously. So I think there's like 10, 15 different factors to really boil it down here. But hopefully it can ink out profit for Marvel, because, that's probably not going to happen. But who knows? And maybe if this happens, maybe if Vanessa Kirby sells butthole pics on OnlyFans for $6.99, not pregnant, that would look terrible. Then open your whatever. How girls have kids. Blow the kid out. Just shit them out. Recover. Then do OnlyFans, Vanessa Kirby.
So did you skip the day at school where they taught you the birds and the bees stuff? Like
she already had the beat. She already had the beats
during the life, talk, because
is that how you think it happens, though, sir?
Come out.
I now understand why your wife has a boyfriend. It makes sense now.
I mean, hey, Marvel put out an ASMR.
All the puzzle pieces are just ding, 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 ding.
Remember that girl in Agatha, the main character? She was licking the knives for an hour on ASMR. Hey, oh my goodness. Remember the chair stream? 5 hours of just names highlighted on the back of a chair. Yeah, Marvel, it's really going to get people to watch your movies. Having a 5-hour live stream on your YouTube channel, just fucking chairs. Ugh, yes, good Lord. So, yeah, there's a lot of factors that have made, Fantastic Four and, Superman underperform, but James Gunn leaving the company to outperform them. I find that hilarious, honestly, but, the MCU did it to themselves, and you shills out there, you Access Media. I wouldn't always blame the audience. I think the audience gets a little bit of blame, but the most part, it is the studios that make these decisions. The studios are the ones making all these bad decisions constantly. Like no one told Kevin Feige wanted to make Ironheart. Yeah, I'm pretty sure not a single one of us asked for that. No one wanted that. No one also wanted every male character to be swapped out with a woman. I don't want that. Who wanted that? Who wanted Iron Man dead? Has the MCU looked better with Iron Man dead, Captain America gone? No, it hasn't. So, I should go, cheers, lasses, to bad decisions of the MCU. I'm an Irish drinking man. No? All right, I try to be. I try to be a black guy, and it didn't work. So, thank you guys for checking.
Was that? Was that an attempt at Irish or Jamaican? What was that?
So, yeah, Marvel stinks, and so does my wife's pussy. So, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way, you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I am MSK, aka Master Swagking, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace. What a great outro that was.
Did you say your wife's pussy stinks?
I was joking. She doesn't exist, obviously.
Well, no. I mean, if she's got a boyfriend and you're, meeting her up with her afterwards, maybe,
Oh yeah, I wouldn't put my mouth on that thing. I'm not trying to get AIDS. What the hell?
Okay.
Vanessa. Oh my goodness. Oh god. I wonder who. Like if Vanessa Kirby ever had sex tapes leak, would we watch them together? We could e-fappers. All right, maybe the degeneracies ruined my mind. I think I have brain rot from the internet at this point.
No, I think you had brain rot before the internet.
Oh, great. Jump back in. It wasn't like your mic was bad. It's more like when you're talking, it just tickles.
Is it still tickling you?
Yeah, you just did it right now. Yeah. Just jump out and jump back in. Maybe
you're being tickled.
Good.
Okay.
Did you guys hear that, or was it just me?
Hear what? Might have just been you, because I didn't hear it.
The popping on his mic. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all for the video at all. It's just I was like, he doesn't usually sound like this. He usually sounds pretty clear, honestly. Maybe it was a chord or something. All right, the next topic's already ready. We'll just wait for him to get back. We're gonna go through these other ones really fast. These are like 10-minute ones. Easy peasy, guys. Come on. Quality never looks so good here, right, Warren?
Yeah. Right.
Quality over quantity, right?
No, I'm the opposite. Quantity over quality. Who needs quality? Quality is for losers. The View is apparently going on indefinite hiatus. I was like, hallelujah. Praise Jesus. They should. What if they literally ran out of money? They can't pay their hosts. They should pay that conservative bitch they had. She looked pretty damn good. I was like, fuck, this girl's hot as hell. But you just let Whoopi Goldberg talk to you like you're a fucking dog. I can't stand that. Hi, Gray.
Hello. Am I still tickling your fancy there?
Yeah, you're still tickling.
It's a shame.
What in the world? Good lord. Do you have a cord mixed up or another audio source doing it?
Nope, I got nothing doing nothing.
Good lord.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe it's me. How about I dip and I come back? Give me 1 sec.
Yeah, okay. Were you guys hearing fuzziness with me?
I hear a bit of a crackle when you talk, Gray.
Weird. Okay, fair enough. Well, let me dip out because that'll for sure tank MSK's ratings. But
you're good.
Yeah, did you guys hear that? Unless I'm going fucking insane.
No, I heard it on his. It was real faint in the background, like a crackle when he talked.
Yeah. It's not gonna be bad for the video because come on, I could just cut his parts out because I'm a director like that. His parts getting cut out. His parts getting axed. Goodness gracious. But when he fixes his mic, we'll get back. It's weird because we did a mic test. before the show. He sounded completely fine. Sounded fine. I was, what the hell happened to his? Greg, get a better mic, you freaking bastard. Buying Dollar Tree mics. What are you doing? All right. Goodness gracious.
Next topic, 2-minute drill. Let's do this.
I have to wait. We'll give Gray 2 minutes. Because if I get 2 minutes, going straight in. I'm already ready. We have no wait here. We literally just are going in. All in. Balls deep. So the views on Indefinite Hiatus, I Had Sex Today, and Warren's Black. Also, Warren can show his new Sig and Joe omnibus that's coming out too.
Yes, all 4 issues collected into a graphic novel available to you probably in October.
Yep. And the omnibus coming out in 5 years, going to collect Sig and Joe issues 1 through 50 with a bunch of Cyberfrog issues too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Cyberfrog and
Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet.
Rainbow the Brute finally comes out. You know,
you know what's crazy? They would never do this. Imagine a Cyberfrog. Imagine a Comics Gate omnibus with like EVS, John Malin, and Shane. Imagine
like all the Comics Gate Kings just do a big anthology.
I EVS would only do it with Shane and Malin because he, has sex with them. He's gay for them. Imagine a whole omnibus of Cyberfrog books and godlike and inglorious trash. Just God, holy crap. They can barely get out 1 book at a time. Imagine an omnibus. Crazy. John does the same shit. John doesn't put out any books. Dude, I randomly backed Godlike Second Chance because I wanted to wait for a book for 5 years. That shit still ain't out. I just wanted to waste $30 for no reason. Like, here's $30 down the drain that no one will ever care about.
Well, if it's been 5 years by now, it's if you look at it over 5 years, that's what, $6 a year or something like that.
If you look at your investment like that, sure, hell yeah.
Yeah, so it's not that bad.
All right, I want you guys to talk for just a second. I'm still here.
All right.
Give me 1 sec.
So you're regretting coming on?
No, I'm getting pretty used to all this right now. So you learn how to roll the punches. It's great for your improv skills with this. But
I think those are the only skills getting any work over here.
Yeah, Brave New World, I watched it and I don't like Anthony, or what is his name? The guy who plays Anthony Mackie.
Yeah,
I like him as an actor, but he isn't a strong leading man. But they're not doing him any favors with his solo movie essentially being about everyone but him. Like, I would have liked to see much more of a personal spy kind of grounded story for him than what we got, which was essentially the Incredible Hulk sequel.
Yeah,
with a Captain America's name on it for legal reasons. I really wish we could have, because I think Anthony Mackie could shine with a really strong director and script. He's not the kind of guy that's going to turn a shit script into a good script, but I'm sure he could carry a good Captain America movie. But they have. I didn't even think the TV series did him much justice. Really, there was no defined villain. They wasted Baron Zemo. Like, why isn't Baron Zemo Sam Wilson's like Red Skull? I mean, we could have done some really cool stuff with him. I mean, Rhodey, I think apparently is like a prisoner of skulls right now. Why couldn't it have been about rescuing
Whatever happened to the aura that Nick Fury had? Someone brought up on Twitter. Whatever happened to that aura, that ominous, cool feeling Nick Fury had, all thrown away just because he's just a black guy with an eye patch.
I actually enjoyed, I guess it was about the first half of Brave New World, because it did feel like a spy thriller, and there were some pieces there that if they had done it right could have been a very interesting movie, and instead it went in a completely different direction. And like you said, it was a sequel to the Incredible Hulk, but without the Hulk, and that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
I mean,
all right.
I agree with Anthony Mackie, and I agree. Well, not Anthony Mackie. I agree with Sam Wilson. He should have took the damn serum Him not taking the serum, I think, was a huge mistake.
Like in the comic books, you can make that work, but without in the movies, you can't. Like that's one of the things that can't translate to film. You need to have a superpower in most of these movies.
Yeah, I think they've really nerfed Captain America. Like the reason he can do that stuff with the shield is because he has a super soldier serum. They did it in the comic book. Like there's no reason why. Like if you're not going to do it, they should have done a better job of selling it because they haven't really done that. And it's like, yeah, he needs a suit. I mean, he needs a serum. Like, it just would make it better.
All right. Like when he was throwing that shield up against the jets in that scene, like with the battleships and stuff, I'm like, he hadn't taken the serum and he's got more control of that shield than Steve Rogers did.
Yeah, he's doing it while flying with metal wings. Like, no.
Damn. Of course, a black guy can't be as good as a white guy doing something. Yes, I'm glad you guys agree with me now at this point. Also, when Bob was like, I'm in the minority, it's like, yes, Bob, because you're Mexican. You guys are always in the minority in everything, Well, I am too. I'm a white guy, so that doesn't count for me.
I don't know. At the rate we're going, we might be the majority pretty soon.
Not deporting me. I legally live here. Good Lord. Got to get rid of them freaking dirty Browns. I'm just kidding. Time to have some fun. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day. This will be the 38th film installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and will be the 4th Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. Actually, fun fact, he'll be the only Spider-Man live action that has had a 4th movie. Obviously, Tobey Maguire had 3. He was going to get a 4th one. Sony even made a announcement on Twitter. Spider-Man 4 is coming out in 2011. Didn't happen, obviously. Then, obviously, Andrew Garfield's movies. He only had 2 of them. There were plans for a 3rd movie, but we guys remember the story where Sony was kind of contacting Marvel because they didn't really know what to do with Spider-Man anymore. And Marvel's like, you can bring him over to us. Bring him into our family. And then we got Civil War, obviously. Then we got, Homecoming, and then we got him in Avengers Infinity War and Endgame and Far From Home and all that stuff. And we just recently had No Way Home. So Tom Holland Spider-Man has basically went through a lot of the same bullshit that Peter Parker and the Marvel comic books has went through. Have you guys noticed in a lot of these movies, he loses everything? And I know you comic book fans out there are going to be like, MSK. It's happened in the movies. Of course it is. Pointed out here. He's in the very first movie he was in, Spider-Man Homecoming. He lost his first girlfriend because she was the daughter of the main villain. Couldn't get her. Tried to get this girl the whole movie. Tom Holland just loves his black girls. Does he not? Loves them dark-skinned chicks. God damn. Motherfucker loves his Cocoa Puffs. Couldn't get her. We don't even see them kiss. None of that lovey-dovey bullshit that I love watching moving forward. I love watching the guy get the girl. I always get a lot of girls. But that's just me, right? Not everyone can be a top G Riz master as me, and rich and hot and good looking and successful and charismatic. But first movie, can't get the girl because she's the literal daughter of the main villain. So fuck me, right? And then obviously through Infinity War and Endgame, he dies in Infinity War, comes back in Endgame, only to see his mentor die. Then in Far From Home, he's so depressed. Good Lord. He gives the one thing that Tony wanted to have to the villain, and then that villain almost like potentially causes like mass destruction or some bullshit like that. No Way Home, he loses Aunt May, and then Doctor Strange does a spell where no one remembers him. You guys know what this stuff is coming from? Sounds like Mephisto in the whole One More Day story. Remember that, where the marriage got retconned? They literally did One More Day in these movies, except it just spread out over just a lot of them. He lost everything progressively from when he got introduced all the way till now. Now, in this new movie that's coming up, we're hearing stories of like, oh, well, the spell's going to be undone and everyone will remember him. Fuck me. This is why your movies fucking stink. Then why even do it in the first place? Why even take something away if you're just going to give it back to him in the next movie? Why? So he lost Ned in No Way Home. He lost that fat fuck he calls a best friend. He lost that hope for the street, MJ. It's not MJ. That's Dark J. That's Michael Jordan. That bitch is not MJ. That is Zendaya. That is not MJ. That is fucking darky right there. So he lost Aunt May, lost his girlfriend, lost his best friend. No one remembers him. He also lost Hogan too, and he's lost Tony. How's this not one more day? Crazy to me how I just think it's comic related, right? Only thing we need now is like MJ was secretly banging fucking a villain. That's all we need now to nicely tie it all together, right? That happened in the comic books, the story where basically when Peter and Gwen were together in high school, allegedly she was having an affair with Norman Osborn. We just need that. Secretly, Zendaya was opening up her cocoa butter to Norman Osborn. We need it now at this point. But this is my thing. He gets this in comic books and in movies. He just progressively loses everything. Every writer he's almost ever had, outside of the really legendary ones, he loses everything. And this translates not just with these movies. Spider-Man the Animated Series. This dude is banging a water clone and then found out he was banging a water clone Mary Jane. How would he not know that? If you have sex with someone, it's pretty obvious it's physical, right? He's treated so shit in every movie. Spider-Sense doesn't work in his movies. We've had no real cool epic swings. He doesn't fight villain. He doesn't really do street level stuff. We had a Spider-Man movie with him where he literally went to another country and didn't want to be Spider-Man. Why is his character written like such garbage? The only movie he ever looked good was like in Civil War, the Russo brothers, and then like No Way Home. That's like it. It was barely in Endgame. It's really even hard to count any of that. And in Infinity War, he was with the Russo brothers again, but he was kind of a secondary side character in that movie. So he's just been treated all like booty ass in these movies. And do I like his Spider-Man? Not really. I like Tom Holland as an actor. I think he can be a great Spider-Man. I think there's potential there. I think he actually has the acting chops. There's everything there for him. Writing quality is trash. It's so bad. Why would he give up being Spider-Man? It was the whole fucking point of Homecoming. He realized, I can be something without this suit. I can put it on, and I can be Spider-Man without it. So why the fuck would he give it up in Far From Home? And Marvel wonders why these movies completely fail. The horse shit I just told you? He loves Tony so much, he gave the last thing Tony ever gave to him to Mysterio. Why? He loves the guy. Guy, fuck me. But we're getting another one of these movies now. So tell me how you really feel.
All of that to say that we're getting another Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
I swear, if this is badly written, I'm about to have a.
I could probably not disagree with you more, but I won't go too deep into it. No. I think No Way Home was great writing. I think his sacrifice of essentially he sacrificed everything. And that was such a Peter Parker thing to do. Now, everything before Far No Way Home was essentially his origin story. We got to see a multiple film origin story. And then after No Way Home, we have a blank slate Spider-Man who remembers everything that he did, but now no one, and all that he lost, but now no one there. Part of Peter Parker's charm is that life shits on him and he still gets up and he does it. Stan Lee, Peter Parker was, always behind on his rent. He barely had a girlfriend. Life just crapped on the poor dude all the time. And part of his charm was, after all of that, with great power comes great responsibility. He put his web boots on and he went and fought crime. And that's kind of like the whole point of Spider-Man. But I digress. I won't go too deep into it.
No. It's just like, why do they always make this guy suffer? Why do they constantly take shit away from him?
Because that's his character.
And look, they took stuff away from him, but all they took away was the memory of Peter Parker. It's not like he can't go up and say, "Hi, I'm Peter Parker," and just start fresh. That's the whole point.
He's getting blown out by Tyrone.
By doing it the way they did it, they gave him a clean slate with going forward with the Avengers and with,
I agree.
Like when he gets a job, as a photographer and all that, he now has an absolute clean slate where you can tell stories that are more reminiscent of Spider-Man. One of the big criticisms of the Tom Holland films was that he was gifted a lot of stuff because he had all this Stark tech and everything to begin with. So by doing it the way they did, they have now given him a brand new slate to where he can be that friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Bowser making puns. Brand new suit, really?
Yeah, that's right.
Might go with the title. Also, we've heard the rumors and they've been true. Fucking hell, the guy who played Punisher in the Netflix series, he's coming back.
Barenthal, or
it was
Bernthal.
Shane in The Walking Dead. Yeah,
and Daredevil's going to be in it, and also the Hulk.
Good Lord,
Mr. Negative. They from what the rumors
we need the Shark Tank clip. All right, and for those reasons, I'm out.
But according to the rumors, essentially Mr. Negative brings out turns Professor Hulk into the Savage Hulk.
So
and then Punisher, Daredevil, and Spider-Man team up to stop the Hulk. So that might just be in the first 20 minutes of the movie.
No,
and then
you
don't see any of those guys again. I'm not 100% sure. It's supposed to be more of a grounded film, but I don't think it's going to have any of the multiverse stuff. But
yeah, they said they wanted a more street level movie.
Yeah, but if you're going to be, you also have to set up for Doomsday. So I don't know. Is the film even going to set up for it, or
no, it won't? Because I think he's not going to be in Doomsday. Remember, he said he's not going to be in that movie. He'll probably be in Secret Wars, but he said he's not going to be in Doomsday. I think they've already announced that, but I don't know if it was confirmed or was through like one of those scooper rumor fucking bullshit tweets you see on Twitter.
The way I think this is going to go down, I don't think they necessarily need to set it up for Doomsday, even though I think they should, but I don't think they need to, because I think the route they're going to go, and this is just my own opinion, is I think the fact that they established the Fantastic Four on their world as being the only superheroes, they're going to be at a position where they're going to need help to fight Doom. I think they're going to go to these other universes to get the help they need, because they established, when was it, in the Marvels, which I'm sad to say that I saw the ending to that, but they established that the X-Men are in another universe. So
that makes sense.
The Fantastic Four are going to have to go to several different universes to bring these characters together. So I think that's kind of the direction they're going to go.
Now, I did hear, and of course, this is one of those script leaks, so let's take it with a grain of salt. But apparently, the film is about Doom going around and killing anchor beings. So, like, Doom is going to go into the Monica Rambeau X-Men universe that she's in right now. He's going to go into there, and he's going to be going after, like, I believe the rumor was Professor X is going to be an anchor being. I'm thinking also that Spider-Man may be the main universe's anchor being, because it would create a very interesting dynamic of RDJ, Iron Man going after Peter Parker. But at the same time, though, I also heard, according to this leak, that RDJ is only, like, Doom changed his appearance to Tony Stark in order to come into our universe and throw us off guard. So that this may be a whole fake out too, where RDJ's only essentially playing a masked version of whoever the real Doom is. I don't know on that either. So it all depends on how these films turn out and what they're going to do. Some people are comparing Doomsday to the first Avengers movie, where this movie doesn't need any buildup, because it's going to set everything up for what's going on in the future afterwards.
Yeah, that's why Spider-Man movies doesn't have to do that, because going into Doomsday, if you watch Fantastic Four, the end credit scene perfectly sets up why the Fantastic Four in Thunderbolts will be coming over for their help because of Doctor Doom. Spider-Man, I don't know what it will be setting up though, because like it doesn't need to set up Doomsday at all if you watch Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts. But what would this movie?
But still, that's not enough setup. Like,
yeah.
A little after credit scenes is not setting up and hype for a movie. RDJ, we should have, like, I almost think that RDJ's Doom should have played a bigger part in the Fantastic Four movie, as in defining the character more to help build up.
Probably should have been the first villain, honestly, for being.
But I don't know though. I want Doomsday to do good. I just don't have very high hopes.
Oh, it's going to make $3 billion, man.
It's going to need to break even. So,
Mark Ruffalo returning as the Hulk for Spider-Man 4. But wait, that's not all. This guy is a fucking... We literally would make this video 10 hours long if we were shitting on this guy. Not only is just a damn cuck, but Just the Hulk character, also treated like shit. Also completely treated like shit, unless he returns back to the Edward Norton Hulk he was. I'd say the Hulk in the Edward Norton movie and the Avengers, that's what the Hulk should be.
Well, that's what they're talking about, is that they're using this to bring Savage Hulk back. And so it has something to do with Mr. Negative. So if that is true, but that's like a lot of what I'm hearing in the articles, is that Mr. Negative turns Professor Hulk into Savage Hulk, and then we get our Savage Hulk back. I hope we get one of those scenes that would be straight from the comic book where Savage Hulk remembered Peter Parker was Spider-Man because he wasn't affected by the spell because he wasn't there, because he's a personality in the Hulk deal. I hope we get to see something like that. But that's, of course, again, these are script leaks, so I don't know if they're true or not.
Spider-Man Brand New Day has found a smashing star to join Tom Holland in the Sony Marvel movie sequel. Mark Ruffalo, a retarded loser, is returning to reprise the role of Bruce Banner. Yay. AKA the Hulk, in the feature, which comes 14 years after the actor joined the MCU, the Avengers. And Marvel does not want to use the Hulk because they have to pay Universal to use the Hulk because the rights still belong to Universal. The move had been rumored for a while, but only firmed up as the script came together and as production gears up for beginning this month in England. At the same time, Michael Mando, known for his work on Better Call Saul, is returning to reprise the role of the Scorpion. Another random thing about Homecoming, they just teased Scorpion with Vulture. Then Vulture got transported in Morbius to that universe. Fucking hell. The villain character whom he first played in Spider-Man Homecoming, the 2017 feature that kicked off the Holland-centric Spider-Man movies. Holland Spider-Man films have always paired him with the more seasoned actors, such as Robert Downey Jr., Samuel Jackson, Benedict Cumberbatch, playing key characters Iron Man, Nick Fury, and Doctor Strange, respectively. The movies invoke the tone of classic Marvel comic Marvel team-up, a series from the 1970s and 1980s that features Spider-Man partnering with another hero for an escapade. Brand New Day, however, is stacking the deck. John Bernthal is also on the call sheet to reprise his role of the vigilante known as the Punisher. It's the character's first big screen appearance in the MCU and his first movie appearance in general since 2008. Since the 2008 action movie, Punisher Warzone, in which the late Ray Stevenson played the role. The plot details are being kept under the vest, but you can bet that in the mighty Marvel manner, Spider-Man, Punisher, and Hulk will all fight on another before figuring out who the real bad guys are. They're probably taking cues from that Insomniac Spider-Man PS4 game, where Mr. Negative was one of the main villains. Also, Mr. Negative is a main villain in the Spider-Man Brand New Day story arc anyway. Sony Marvel had no comment. Daniel Cretton is directing the feature that has regular Spider-Man scribes Chris McKenna and Eric Summers. Writing the script. Brand New Day has a release date of July 31st, 2026. So that's like a month after, relatively like a week after Supergirl then. Because Supergirl comes out like
they're doing summer release, huh? Okay. Well, before February release kind of surprised me, but summer release.
Yeah, no, early reports were February release, but I guess now they're doing July. That's fine. Ruffalo has appeared in numerous Marvel projects, including Avengers, Age of Ultron, Thor Ragnarok, Infinity War, Endgame. He most recently appeared in the Disney Plus TV series She-Hulk Returning at Law and had a cameo in Cretton's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Yeah, the She-Hulk show, where he was emasculated by his retarded cousin that said, "I know how to handle my anger better than you." Mind you, this is the character that tried to kill himself, as was stated in Avengers 1. But she herself, a woman, knew how to control her anger better than her cousin, who was almost killed and turned into a green monster whenever he gets... Good Lord. Mando was a key character in all 6 seasons of Saul, playing the complicated drug dealer Nacho Varga. Mando also appeared in sci-fi series Orphan Black. Ruffalo is... Okay, no one cares about Ruffalo. He's retarded and just a moron. So, yep, we're getting Spider-Man 4, and Mark Ruffalo's returning as Hulk. Like, I don't mind... Like, because I know... From what this points out, the movies are supposed to be Marvel team-up centric, right? They don't feel that way. Like, Homecoming did not feel like a team up between Iron Man and Spider-Man. Remember the first trailer? The very first one, at the end of the trailer, it's him and Iron Man doing something together. That was removed. That was completely changed. In his second movie, he didn't really team up with Nick Fury to do anything, really. Nick Fury just told him what the problem was. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
it was still him who led the movie. So
yeah, I guess the only team up he really did is in his third movie. And the Avengers movies technically don't count. That's a team up centric movie by default. But yeah, we'll start with Lunchbox Warren. What do you think about Spider-Man 4? Your best friend Mark Ruffalo is reprising his role. He's your favorite Democrat. He wants to tax the rich more. This fucking retarded moron is like, we're gonna tax the rich more. Mark, why don't you give your money to poor people then? All these millions of dollars you've made from this company because they actually think you're a good actor. How about you give your money to these poor people? He won't. But nevertheless, what are you thinking, Warren?
I mean, I'll look forward to it. I like the Spider-Man movies. I think that we're going to see where, if it's what I'm hearing is correct, most likely Punisher, Daredevil, and the Hulk are going to play smaller parts. Probably in the beginning, maybe. I'm not 100% sure though. It'll be interesting to see as more of it comes out. I like the new suit. I like the fact that he's starting to pretty much be now single, studio apartment, barely getting by Peter Parker. So maybe we'll get to see more interaction with the Bugle. Maybe we'll get to see more of that Peter Parker that we're used to, and more of a Spider-Man centric story. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. I'll probably go. That's the one I might go out to the theater to watch. It is kind of shysty that they're putting it right behind Supergirl. It's like they're trying to compete, so that's kind of funny.
Oh, Bob, what do you think? Your best friend Mark Ruffalo's coming back. He's making this. He's gonna be like, "We're so back." No, you're just trash. That's why they didn't want you. You stink.
Look, despite the fact that Mark Ruffalo is a jackass, that aside, I just don't like him as the Hulk to begin with. I was never a fan of his casting. Mm-hmm. I am cool with the idea that we're going back to a Savage Hulk. Or at least I'm hoping that those rumors are right and that we're going back to a Savage Hulk. And if that is the case, yeah, let's have the Punisher and Spider-Man and Daredevil try to stop the Hulk. But I agree with you, Lunchbox, that is probably, or that's probably going to take place early in the film. And then we'll get the actual villain and all of that stuff later. They might be announcing all of this stuff just to generate some buzz, but it turns out they don't even have that big of a role in the film. So, I mean, we'll see how they actually do it.
Now,
but
I would love.
Yeah, I'm no, go ahead.
I'm just saying. I just had a thought. What if the first part of the movie is the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo? He changes back to Mark Ruffalo. Then we get the trial of the Hulk with Matt Murdock as the lawyer, and then Spider-Man is teaming up with Daredevil and Punisher to find evidence of the true villain to free the Hulk. That would be a fun storyline. But I'm sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool.
No, you're fine, man.
See,
I don't trust them to do that because they're retarded.
So, I mean, as far as seeing another Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, I'm actually down for it. I liked the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. I'm not saying they were great. I mean, I don't think they measure up to Spider-Man 1 and 2 with Tobey Maguire, but I did really, really like No Way Home. I thought that was a good movie. Mm-hmm. I thought it was very entertaining, well written. I liked the way they incorporated all the characters from the other Spider-Man universes and brought them into this. So I thought that was cool. So I'll be cautiously optimistic about this one, just because I'm still not convinced that Marvel has taken a turn, even though I've seen a couple of good movies in a row. Hopefully this will be number 3, and then I'll be excited going into Doomsday.
Yeah, maybe we'll finally get him, doing some street level stuff, because I really just feel like every single movie, it's some big scale shit. I will say this, Homecoming had elements of that. It did, but it's one of those movies that is like, I don't know, the lingo go too Disney-fied. I feel like a really weird Disney-fied Spider-Man movie, Like that scene where Tony's telling him, that's a great scene. That's an awesome scene. The one where he's in the car with Michael Keaton, he says, take my daughter to the dance and I'm doing this. Those are great scenes, but hopefully we can get a Spider-Man movie that has because John Watts did No Way Home. It's fine. I like No Way Home. But Daniel, did you guys like Shang-Chi? I thought it was okay. It was all right. Right?
I thought the first half with like the bus, like I love kung fu movies. There was really good fight scenes in it, really good choreography.
Yeah.
They played it was like a love letter to those old films, some of those fight scenes. But overall, the ending was just too.
It's really forgettable, mystical. Right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was forgettable. Should have been more ground level. That would have been a great one to bring Daredevil into. I thought
it should have been Iron Fist. Any kung fu person they should be Iron Fist starting, but the one with Shang-Chi. So like I don't know. Like this guy's first MCU movie I thought was all right, and now he's just been given the keys to Spider-Man. Imagine that, going from Wong Ching Chong chow mein eaters to Spider-Man.
Well, he was going to be doing Kang Dynasty.
Kang Dynasty, yeah.
And then when that one got ended, he went over to he got Spider-Man.
That's
I am kind of surprised, though. I am kind of surprised. That's a big tentpole.
That's literally failing upwards. Like Shang-Chi was, and he was going to be given an Avengers movie, and now we got a Spider-Man movie. God, holy fuck. So, as you guys know, for me, I'll have to see what this movie has to offer when we get a little bit more confirmations of who's joining. Having the Punisher around is cool. I'm just not really a fan of what Marvel has done with the Hulk pretty much after like Avengers 1, honestly. There's a few nugget performances here and there, but just nothing great, honestly. But yeah, Tom Holland Spider-Man, it's like just hit and miss for me. Some things are really good, some things I'm just not a fan of, but just depends on what we're going to get from this movie. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel. If you have not already, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace.
Bye.
Wow. We're just knocking out quality tonight.
Right straight into the next topic. Let's do
God.
Yeah, let's do it.
Straight in.
No rest. Straight
in. No rest.
Let's do it.
Just like a slave. Always get whipped and beaten. Picking my cotton. No.
Wouldn't go that far, but
damn.
Especially since you're running the show.
I'm white, so I'm not going to get in trouble, honestly. Good Lord. All right, we'll just read one comment and we'll go to it. Sploo, what's up, buddy? Punisher doesn't do anything for me. I didn't like season 2, and that was Netflix, and I don't have any confidence in anything Disney. You and me both, honestly. Oh, Lord. Oh, we are
the Punisher's not going to be like brain, like just executing bad guys.
That's what it needs to be.
New day.
Man, he needs to walk up to Peter and be like, "Hey, yo, dude, your girl don't like you. I'm banging her. Your best friend don't like you." Just a bunch of we need some real ghetto shit with these movies. They just need to go full retarded dialogue. Just we need to see a scene of MJ. Remember that guy Paul from the comic books? We need to have a Paul where he sees her getting banged out by a guy named Paul. We need it. We need a whole
watch Zendaya's character is going to be in college and she's going to have a boyfriend named Paul.
Right. She's going to be for the streets. That MJ's for the streets. How is that MJ? Literally,
to be honest, I like Zendaya much better in No Way Home. I actually thought they did a decent job with her character in that movie because I wasn't a fan of her character in the first 2 Tom Holland films, and No Way Home actually made me care about her character. So,
did they get married? I heard they got married.
Did they finally tie the knot?
I wouldn't marry that. Also, Tom, you better not. You hear you better not get a prenup. What
you wouldn't marry that?
You wouldn't. You don't sign a prenup. You're screwed. Yeah, sign a prenup. Yeah, you need to sign one. Right? That's how you keep your money. Yeah. Sign a prenup.
She's got quite a bit of money too.
That he doesn't care. Dude, he's filthy rich. He doesn't care about that. If you're a guy, you don't care what the girl makes. What she makes is nothing, unless she buys you everything you want, which is different. Unless she's a sugar mama, which would be kind of hot, honestly. So yeah, I mentioned season 2 because that was weak, and I don't see a horrible Disney track record reviving Punisher, especially with. Yeah, I mean, who knows? It's not going to be rated R. It's going to be PG-13.
Well, what they need to do is they need to put Punisher on Hulu with Alien and Predator series and stuff like that. Do a rated R and do it some justice. You know, you can do rated R characters and then bring them into PG-13 worlds. Punisher doesn't have to be mowing down bad guys, especially if he's just shooting stuff at the Hulk, which doesn't hurt him. So
he's gonna need some new tech.
You'll see him using probably rocket launchers and stuff like that, with a van or something like that, and John Berthendall's,
Oh God! Yeah. Imagine him doing those Shane mannerisms, Rick, Carl. I need to see that. He needs to do a.
What are you talking about, webhead?
He needs to do a. remember that clip he's viral for, where he's like, no. He needs to remake that in the movie. He needs to do another rendition of that. He's like, no, I'm in a Disney movie. No way. That's how you get people entertained. Doing random. Nicolas Cage, known for doing weird scenes like that, where he's just going fucking insane. But time to have some more fun. Hey everyone, I am Black, and I'm gonna bang your wife. Joking. Jokes aside, we're gonna straight into it. We're gonna have some fun. These guys are here for quality, not quantity. Different. Focused. To the point. Oh God. Wow, what a show has tonight been. Jokes and shitting on Marvel. Sounds like a normal Monday. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you've not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Captain America: Brave New World. So this was a movie that we've already talked about quite a bit with our Captain America: Brave New World box office videos that we did on the channel. So I would highly recommend you guys go and watch those videos to kind of get our general opinions on the situation regarding that movie's box office worldwide, because that was a situation we were following as it unfolded. And as it unfolded, that movie completely failed. Like, absolutely just utterly failed. Now, keep in mind, I could make a lot of jokes here that I will make, actually. So, a black man failing, name a more iconic duo than that. You never give a black man a keys to the kingdom from a white man. 2 instances of this. This one, obviously, the white Captain America got retired for a black one. Crazy. Then they gave the keys to the kingdom to Jonathan Majors, Kane. Apparently, black people just get to run the MCU now. I didn't sign up for that. I want my white people to run the MCU. And they gave it to black dudes, and it failed. Can't deny that. Fucking Brave New World, utter disaster. Basically, the movie was, long story short, for anyone who doesn't know, the movie was essentially built up, torn down, built up, torn down, and it was the same process for about 3 or 4 times. Then, like, on the 5th try, they finally made a movie, and then it came out. And there's so many script changes, rewrites, character cuts. Characters had bigger roles that got reduced, smaller roles that got enhanced for certain characters. Just a whole mess, honestly. Shit in the movie was very just, I don't know. I don't think it was the worst MCU movie like a lot of people try to make it out to be. No. Nothing's beating Eternals and Thor: Love and Thunder. Those are literally the epitome of the worst things this company's ever made. But this movie is like, meh. I would put this movie in the same category I would put Shang-Chi. It's just really meh. It's just really kind of forgettable, you know? Are there some good scenes in it? Yeah, there's some good scenes in it. I don't think it's very good. I don't think it's good at all, honestly. Like, just many things wrong with it. First of all, people just don't really want to see Sam Wilson as Captain America. They'd rather him just be Falcon. And then you got to go to the other aspect. Why did Marvel ever retire fucking Steve Rogers, that character anyway? You know, just a bunch of bad decisions. But Falcon and Winter Soldier was a TV show that kind of led into this, that had very mixed reviews from people. That's the only show that they put out that I even enjoyed. But I understand all the problems it had, and I understand why people didn't like it at all. So that wasn't well received at all. Bucky made a cameo randomly in the movie. He should have been in the movie. Then they gave me a Taco Falcon, a burrito, a fucking tamale. Like, just so many issues with the movie, honestly. It went from like being the spy thriller to being like this big, not like big adventure, like big explosion kind of movie. Like, I thought the movie was supposed to be like kind of going back to the roots, like Winter Soldier or stuff like that. Small scale leading into big scale. It went from like Winter Soldier ghetto feeling to like, now we're just saving the world to another bigger scale aspect. Red Hulk revealed in the trailers. That's the only big reveal. That happens at the very end of the movie. So they already gave away their big reveal. Well, what else is there that was mentioned? Oh my goodness. This just feels like an Incredible Hulk movie sequel they couldn't do because they don't own the rights to the Hulk. Hulk villains showing up in the movie, the way the leader was treated. The leader could have been a great villain, could have been an awesome villain, but just treated like shit. Just completely thrown away, honestly. So Kevin Feige finally did talk about it. Marvel boss blames Captain America Brave New World failure on replacing Chris Evans. Like, no shit. Holy crap. Holy mother of God. I'll make it is that too big? Maybe. Is that font better? Yes, font's better. That's great.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, it's fine. Captain America Brave New World underperforming at the box office has been addressed by the Marvel Cinematic Universe boss. Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson went on a journey to become the lead of the MCU's Captain America movies in both Avengers Endgame and Disney Plus's The Falcon and the Winter Soldier that led to the first of the MCU's 2025 movies. Also, keep in mind, I didn't even really buy him as a leading man to be Captain America anyway. I think Harrison Ford outdid him in the movie, for being honest here. That was a better leading guy, honestly. He was the villain. However, despite Sam's long journey, the addition of Hulk-related characters like the leader and Harrison Ford's Red Hulk and more, Captain America Brave New World finished its global box office run with $415.1 million on a $100 million production budget, far below Chris Evans' Captain America the Winter Soldier and Civil War, which both had $714 and $1.15 billion. During a conversation about the MCU's future with members of the press, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige, via Deadline, claimed that Captain America Brave New World's disappointing box office performance was because it was the first without Chris Evans. The Steve Rogers actor famously left the role behind in Avengers Endgame, where an older Steve gave Sam Wilson his shield.
He was so wrong on saying that. That was even okay. Even if you believe it's true, you don't throw your lead actor on one of your tentpole IPs completely under the bus, especially when both his TV series and his movie did him no service at all. They did not write for him. They did not give him a villain. They did not make him the center of his own TV series, and they didn't make him the center of his own movie. Then, even after all of that, you just told the entire world that Anthony Mackie can't do it. He just threw him under the bus. If I was whoever was above Kevin Feige, needs to pull him into an office and tell him to shut the F up, because you never throw your main actor under the bus like that.
He basically said that they made the wrong decision.
Essentially, they just said, it's like Anthony Matthews can't do it. Like,
and it was potentially his decision to do that anyway.
When they didn't, they have not done him any service. Now, I do say Anthony Mackie's not a strong leading man, but he's not a bad one either.
Because he's Clarence.
You don't have the level of writing of Winter Soldier,
right?
Or the essentially Civil War was an Avengers movie, so that was an event movie. It's not fair at all. Winter Soldier and the Winter Soldier and the Falcon CV series sucked. They did not do any service for him taking over that shield. The only thing good out of that was the U.S. agent. I like his character. But yeah, I don't agree with Kevin Feige at all. This is just a massive mistake by Kevin Feige for doing this.
And we fans were saying this before the movie ever came out. They're like, no, we like Chris Evans. We like Steve Rogers. If they can't use Chris Evans because they retired him, literally recast. I don't know why we had to pass this shield. Nobody even liked this in the comic books. Guys, Sam Wilson Captain America comic books not only just do not sell, recently, as of this year in 2025, they did a 5-issue miniseries. Did you hear about it? Did you care about it? I know the answers. Don't even tell me. I know their fucking knows. This character can't hold an ongoing series in the comic books. This got canceled quite a bit, even back in the heyday when they made the switch. He wasn't given any good material to be Captain America, as far as both the TV show and the movie. The budget for the movie, they might have lied about that too. Who knows if this movie's budget was 180?
They did.
It might have been $300 million, but who knows? Obviously, they didn't have a scene. They didn't film in the UK, but if they had filmed in the UK, we would have found the real budget, like we did with Doctor Strange and a lot of other ones. But they filmed it all here, so who knows? And even if they are telling the truth, let's just say they are telling the truth, you still failed. You still failed. You lied about the budget potentially. You still failed, and if it's truthful, then you still failed. And then now Sam Wilson and now Anthony Mackie gets to read and go, damn, my actual boss hates me. He thinks I'm a complete failure. Now you're black.
I want to come back.
He's black. He will be a failure. You know, that's I agree. You know, shouldn't be taking anything white man related. But how was this not set up to fail? You know, all of us called it. This was gonna fail. Every one of us said it was gonna fail. There's no way he didn't have people tell him it was gonna fail. Swapping out a beloved character with a non-beloved character. Rephrase that. Swapping out a really beloved character with someone that really kind of didn't deserve the shield, and someone that really kind of had no powers either because he didn't take Super Soldier Serum, like Warren mentioned, right? Like, him being a legacy version of Captain America is not liked. It's not popular. It's something that fans just don't resonate with. I'm sorry, you know? Avengers Endgame saw key characters like Captain America, Iron Man, and Black Widow leave the MCU. Marvel Studios has since tried to develop their successors, with Sam Wilson leading a TV show and a movie, while Florence Pugh's Yelena, Florence Pugh, so hot, was recently the star of Thunderbolts, which also underperformed, and Riri Williams' Ironheart series finally arrived on Disney+. Man, what a great quality thing to mention there, right? It's driven with quality here, MCU. Ironheart, fuck. You guys see those previews? They'll look like shit.
I saw the first 2 episodes. That was enough for me.
Did you want to go head first off a bridge? I feel bad. You're never going to get that time back.
I watched a review video and I felt like I wasted my life.
It's bad. I mean, it's like a whole nother level bad.
It's like that saying in sports where if you watch really bad teams play, no, we lose time in our life watching that. We don't get that back. Good Lord.
Like the only reason I even watched it was because I kept hearing those reviews about how bad it was. And I was like, there's no way it's this bad. I mean, surely not. And it exceeded my expectations in the wrong direction. So
with Kevin Feige claiming the reason Captain America Brave New World was not a hit is due to how it was the first Captain America movie without Chris Evans. I just want to know how you wouldn't know that. Of course, if you take out the main, it's literally like when you remove a long-standing character from a TV show. Every TV show, for a lot of them, if you remove the main character, they fail. Well, not fail. They kind of end quicker than normal. How would this have not applied to Captain America? I just don't get how he didn't. There's no way he didn't know this. He tried to push Sam Wilson, Captain America. People didn't like it, and now he has to come up with a reason as to why it didn't do it well. Because if it worked out well, he'd been like, man, fucking hell. Because he can't call you racist and bigots. If he called you that, oh, good Lord.
Well,
that'd have been funny as fuck.
Honestly, you could tell Feige, it's like, well, the reason why Sam Wilson didn't work could easily be put at your feet because you made a hastily written, all over the place TV series that didn't do him any justice, and then you did a big movie that was rewrote many times that didn't do him any justice. It's like you don't give the replacement any chance to succeed. And then you blame the replacement when it doesn't succeed. And it's just a bad look. I'm really surprised he said it.
I've never heard. What's crazy is I've never heard him say this about any other actor. You could. I mean, I'm not saying
racist. Throwing actors under the bus. You never, especially when
he blamed the black man. Employed. I like Kevin. I love you more. You blame the black man for a failure. Yes, finally, we're getting back to normal. The message for future MCU movies seems clear. Perhaps legacy heroes might not be the way to go for Marvel. No fucking shit! No, it's Ironheart. Look, I hate you people. Replacing Evans was always going to be a tall order. I hate these people so much. Good Lord.
I just remember when Brave New World came out, they were praising it as the third highest grossing Captain America film.
Remember that? Yeah.
Out of the three,
only four, but this is number 3.
It's like when someone says, "Are you top 10 in your role?" and you just go like, I'm top 10." It's like, okay, all right. After all, the actor was one of the faces of the MCU alongside Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. Nobody really. Sam Wilson's Falcon was he was a liked character. I wouldn't even really call him a fan favorite. You know, he was not anyone's favorite Avenger ever when these guys were all there. Let's not play revisionist history. With the MCU headed towards a reboot at the end of Avengers Secret Wars, the future of the franchise might lie in recasting key roles like Evans' Captain America. Marvel could also bring back Evans for the upcoming Avengers movies. That's not going to happen. That's who the leader looks like in the comic books. Yeah. Crazy. Absolutely insane. Based on how Feige believes that Captain America Brave New World underperforming has to do with it being the first movie without Chris Evans, I don't think Marvel is going to go all in on legacy characters like it was doing. Maybe not in solo films, at least. Bigger, more established heroes might be better than Captain America Brave New World's situation. Everything would be better than this, honestly. So, what do you think?
Did he say me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could go on for an hour about how they could have done both the TV series and the movie better. This is just a bad look for Kevin Feige. It doesn't help his universe, even when you start crapping on the actors that are still in the universe that you're depending on to help, carry on. Like, he is the leader of of the Avengers that's supposed to be showcased in Doomsday, and you're essentially telling people that he sucks as Captain America, and it's not a good look. Especially with as bad as the writing, it would be completely different if we had knockout writing TV series and movie, and it just still didn't work because Mackie wasn't strong enough to carry it. But he wasn't given a fair shot, and I think it's just bad look all the way around. And I don't know what Kevin Feige was drinking. Maybe he was smoking a bit too much. Maybe, I don't know, they caught him on a bad day, but that just was not a smart thing to say, in my opinion.
A white man blamed a black. Oh, fucking hell. Kevin, you might be my dad. Holy shit. But it's so crazy how we actually got that as a quote. And I love how none of the trades blasted Kevin Feige for being racist. It was crazy that if we didn't want Sam Wilson to be Captain America, we got labeled as racist. But Kevin Feige just basically blamed the black male lead of the MCU for failing in Brave New World. He's not called racist. Yeah, guys.
Well, I think it shows you how weak that whole cancel culture movement's gotten, that something like this happens and they don't jump on it. Like, this is something like maybe 3 years ago would have been 24 cycle news all over Twitter, this kind of deal. But Disney's also kind of always gotten a pass. Disney, what they did to the actor who played Finn in the Star Wars movies, shrinking him on the posters, to destroying his role in the third movie. Really, what they did to him overall, they got a big pass for that. So they for some reason Disney seems to get a lot of passes when it comes to this kind of stuff, especially with their track record. Like, they do not have a good track record when it comes to inclusion, especially when they're trying to make China happy. So, a lot of this stuff gets glossed over that they do. So it's
just
kind of
that. Because all of us were like, we don't want him to be Captain America. Racist, bigot, homophobic, like all these buzzwords that come to their mind because that's the only logic they have. It's like Kevin Feige just blamed the black male lead of the MCU on the reason why that movie failed.
Yeah.
Why don't you call Kevin Feige racist? Why is he not racist for that? Oh, wait, because you can blame somebody for something and not have it be tied to anything racial. I cannot like his Captain America and have it not be racial at all. And what if I did just want a white version of him, Captain America? Is there a problem with that? Is there a problem if I just want the white Captain America? Is there a problem with that? It's not. But I'm just saying, like, people will make I want the white Captain America. I'm sorry. Just the better version of the character. Sorry. If you think that's racist, we can go fuck yourself. And your mom had sex with me last night anyway, because I was fucking 5 inches deep inside of her fucking vagina. So, like, holy shit.
So this is the hill you're gonna die on. Like, you're
if it ain't white, it ain't right. I'm saying, like, you guys out there on Reddit and fucking Twitter some like actual retards. Oh, you don't like him because he's black. What if I don't, though? What if that's the reason? What are you gonna do about it? Fucking losers with their fucking iPhone 5s in their mom's basement with her paying the cell phone bills. We like Steve Rogers. Had nothing to be fair. You could argue it had nothing to do with his race. Okay, cool. I don't want to change. Why? Why would I want? Good Lord. And keep in mind, none of you went and support the movie either. All of you guys, all these tweets, all these social media things going on. Brave New World came out. None of you went and saw it. It made nothing. It literally made Fantastic Four made more than Brave New World did in like less than 2 weeks. It's gonna actually beat it, and it's gonna take in. They said $600 million by the end of its run. Yeah, it would beat it by $200 million. That's pretty significant. A lot of you guys who probably like Sam Wilson, why'd you go support him then? A lot of us quote unquote racist people did. I watched it opening Thursday. Watched it. I know I did. I love seeing black people fail. That's like music to my ears right there. But that no one wanted an EBT SNAP benefit card swipe in Captain America. Go figure. Like when they watch Black Panther, no one wants a Shaniqua with no real hair getting her weave done. Yeah, not something we want in the MCU. Want it less ghetto, actually. You bring more blacks in, problems happen. So, Lunchbox Foreign, what are your final thoughts on this?
My final thoughts is that all of the opinions spoken by MSK during the show do not reflect any of the opinions of Lunchbox Warren or Lunchbox Comics. Those are his own opinions, and ours are different. And on top of that, just a bad thing. It was a bad choice by Kevin Feige. The whole thing just is. I don't know. I thought Anthony Mackie could have done it if he had a better script. If they had better movies, more personal, more centered around him and his struggles with the Shield, they should have never had him giving it up in Winter Soldier or in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. U.S. Agent should have just had a shield that was made out of something like titanium or something along those lines. And then there should have been more of the buddy cop conflict or buddy cop with Winter Soldier. The film should have been centered around U.S. Agent, Winter Soldier, and Anthony Mackie with the villain being Baron von Zemo. That's what the TV series should have been. All chasing down the super soldier serum and then have it major focus on the Anthony Mackie not wanting to take the serum and why he didn't want to do it. Instead, we got this convoluted mess that really didn't set anything up. So, in my opinion, Anthony Mackie didn't get a fair shot, and I don't agree at all with what Kevin Feige's saying.
Yeah, also to add in just a little quick tidbit here, depending on what you said, why wasn't the movie just, and they want us to believe he's Captain America and that Tamale is Falcon. They didn't really it didn't feel like their chemistry was as good as even Sam's and Bucky's, honestly. Yeah. Like we're just getting some discount hand-me-down characters. Like, why do we deserve that? Like, even the stuff we're supposed to get is new. The new stuff isn't even good. Like, their chemistry quite literally is weaker than the other two. Fuck. But yes, Bob agrees with everything I say, and he does privately. So,
all right. So, as far as my opinion goes, the first thing I got to say is I wonder why I keep coming back here week after week. I haven't come up with an answer for that yet.
The paycheck's too big, probably.
No, it's not the paycheck. So, but Sam Wilson was not the problem, and Anthony Mackie, or I should say, Sam Wilson wasn't the problem. Anthony Mackie was not the problem. This idea that Chris Evans, because he wasn't in the movie, they could have crafted a good movie around him. They could have had a very good show around him. There were things that they could do. We talked about this in between segments, that the Falcon or not the Falcon and Winter Soldier, but the Brave New World actually had some interesting concepts early on in the movie, and then it became something completely different. So there wasn't even good word of mouth to help this movie. I mean, this movie was poorly written. It was a mess.
Maybe they should have went with that first version of the movie.
Yeah, it was one big mess, and that did not help at all what you were trying to do. And you didn't get, like you said, Warren, you didn't give your lead an opportunity to really take over this mantle. And so that's a real shame. Anthony Mackie is actually a pretty good actor. Now, is he leading man material? Maybe not. Maybe, the fact that you didn't have the Chris Evans Captain America, maybe that did play into that somewhat. But as the lead or the head of the studio, you don't come out and say that. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate, and maybe he was trying to say, okay, yeah, it's because fans expected to have the Steve Rogers character, and he just worded it poorly. The problem, though, is he did word it poorly, and he didn't clarify what he was trying to say. He just came out and said it. Yeah, it's because Chris Evans wasn't in the movie. And when you do that, you literally, like you said, you throw him under the bus. It's sad that they did that. I mean, if I was Anthony Mackie, I'd be pretty pissed off.
Oh, me too.
Oh, yeah, God. A black man getting blamed is music to my ears.
Until those Marvel checks come in for Doomsday, but then I would still be pissed.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been really mad to have been thrown under the bus like that. And yeah, I don't know what.
Right? This is what those words need to be uttered.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I really agree with you, MSK, on 100% on everything. I agree that your wife has a boyfriend. Yes, I do agree with that. Gosh.
The Popeye's chicken and the hot tamale, right? I had some KFC lover and a fucking tamale in my movie. And then remember, he tried to be funny too. We're not seeing where the new Taco tried to fight those bad guys. He was doing that cringe Fortnite dance. Like, what the fuck? Like, I went from Bucky and Sam to Section 8 and whatever that was. Fuck. But
well, I mean, talk about the misuse of Bucky. You turned him into a U.S. senator. Like, what in the hell was that going on? That was just a misuse all the way around.
And then they just threw that right away or out the window in Thunderbolts. I mean, they had him as a senator, and then they just threw it away.
That was one of my
now he's back to being essentially the Winter Soldier.
Avenger. Again. Yeah, that was one of my problems with that movie too. Is like, well, he's this now, and then remember the plot of him trying to discover like what Valentina was doing. She was hot as hell. I would have a lot of sex with her, and then he in the movie it's thrown away. He just doesn't want to. Oh my goodness, just crazy shit. I think Brave New World should have been him and Bucky still going up against Leader.
Imagine like a Lethal Weapon style movie with Bucky and Winter Soldier. Those guys play off each other great. It was the one thing about the TV series I liked was when those two were together, because they do a great job together. So that would have been an awesome movie, But...
Well, you saw the chemistry with the two of them in Civil War. I mean, it started right there. Just play off of that.
Yeah. But, as I always say, whenever you give a black man keys to the kingdom, they ruin everything. Jonathan Majors and Anthony Mackie just can't trust. Imagine a world where I have to call Clarence from 8 Mile Captain America. No, I refused. And Clarence's parents got a real good marriage.
MSK are his own and have no reflection on the opinions of Lunchbox Warren or his Lunchbox Comics.
I am, and these guys are always associated with me and agree with me privately on Twitter. So, yeah, don't hire a EBT swiping Section 8 house living chicken eater, and your franchise will be fine. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel. If you have not already, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace. One second.
You wonder why people who come on here don't share your show often.
I agree with this can of mustard. That's a thing.
That looks amazing, Gray.
Gray he ordered a new cord because it wasn't like all on the video. Because I played the sound back. It's just it's a light tap that would happen for your. I was like, you don't sound like that. But it's not gonna hurt the video. I'm still gonna release the video. It's not bad. It's fine. It was just like, what in the world happened to his mic? I told Gray to stop fucking buying mics at Walmart. MSK is right, which is exactly why Bob, Warren, and Gray have the keys to this stream, and James has the key to the channel. Jessica Alba likes her some hot tamales, apparently hot. Oh, fucking hell. Chris Evans is a shit actor, but he's a good Captain America.
I think that's fair.
I love Warren giving a disclaimer in MSK's video. This man is the real.
You have to do that every once in a while. Clip that shit.
Oh, Bob, did you concur with this? those food stamp jokes were right there. There's no way I was gonna let those go. Not even close. But yeah, no, we had a great show. Mondays moving forward, we might have to start around 6:30 p.m. PST because I do work the next day. Apparently now I'm pretty much working Tuesdays 11 to 7 along with Wednesday 11 to 7. My next day off is Thursday, so my days off are split once again until we hire some more beaners actually. So, yep, that's how life goes. These people, no wonder why Trump trying to get rid of these motherfuckers. They don't work at all. They're like, these people are hardworking. Yeah, the ones you have are better than mine. God damn. I didn't get the ones that would clean toilets. I got the freaking rap artists. Oh, God. Don't worry, guys. I dated one of these. I know how they are. I dated one of them. I know all about them. Mexican women literally go from like 0 to 100. They're like either the nicest person you'll ever meet or straight up just mentally insane. They're mentally insane is different from other women. Completely different. Like black women are different. White women are Karens. Wait, so hold on. White women are Karens. Black women are Shaniquas. What are Mexican women's when they're going insane? There has to be a nickname for them. Gray gave me some nuts. Crazy. All right, so Gray's mic is bad. So Gray, I'll be Gray Poupe. He'll be on That Darn Kidditz show tomorrow on The Thinkers with Will and Kiddith and people around the world where they're gonna, talk and just have a discussion on a lot of things going on in the world. Make sure you check out That Darn Kidditz YouTube channel. And hopefully she'll be a guest on the MSK show every once in a while when I talk to her again. But go and enjoy that Gray Poupe on That Darn Kidditz YouTube channel, on her podcast, The Thinkers, Doing the Think. They just recently passed 100 episodes. Rookie numbers is obviously we're almost at 300, but it's okay. It's okay. I don't throw shade on purpose. It's okay, guys. It's okay. Lunchbox Warren is here. His first time on Monday. He's not coming back next Monday, so can't count on him.
No. He may not come back at all after
2 days is enough, but I'm starting to question those now.
That was actually a halfway decent plug for Gray. I tried. See, I've mastered Gray. I understand him.
Oh, and that Thinker show is on Thursday, not tomorrow.
Doesn't matter. He'll be on Wednesday. He can reinforce it then. It's okay. It's okay. I don't fail as badly as Anthony Mackie. Don't worry.
Oh, so much Anthony Mackie hate.
He always said, because it's supposed to be the summer of Gray, and summer is going to end very soon. So we need some summer of Gray action here eventually. But Lunchbox Warren, do you have anything planned that you would like to let the audience know before we head out?
I'll be on here Wednesday and on Friday, and on Sunday I'll be doing my draw stream, and that's about it, really. Just working on issue 4 and just trying to get that graphic novel ready for you guys by October.
Yep, Sig and Joe Omnibus with stories from Cyberfrog, Godlike, and Glorious Rex, all in there as well.
No, don't associate me with that CG stuff. How dare you, sir?
Don't worry, man. We'll put you in the same realm as Tom King. Maybe. To be fair.
Oh, wow, dude.
If someone said, okay, would you say that Tom King is a better writer than everyone in Comicsgate? I need to make that as a freaking...
I haven't read any Comicsgate books, so I can't say that, to be honest.
Oh God. But
they never
Bob
show up, so I don't know.
Yeah, they don't show up. Just like my dad. I know exactly how you feel. Bob loves movies. Do you have anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about?
To be honest, I don't even know what I'm going to review this week. I was looking at the movies coming out.
Did you see the Smurfs?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to go see Freaky or Friday or if I'm going to go see Weapons and review one of those.
Freaky or Friday. Good Lord. I saw the trailer to that. That just looked.
Yeah, like Weapons looks kind of interesting, but it's by the same director from Barbarian, and I didn't particularly like Barbarian. And Freaky or Friday, I mean, I didn't particularly like the first one. I'm not saying it's terrible, but I just don't know a sequel at this point if it's worth it. But
you can take the kids to go see Bad Guys too.
Yeah, well, that came out this past week, so I think I kind of missed my window on that one. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably end up seeing Weapons just because it does look interesting. Again, I just wasn't a fan of Barbarian, but again, it does look interesting, and I do like Julia Garner, so I want to check it out. It's got a good cast, so maybe it'll be worth it.
I just watched the trailer right now, just skimming through it. This looks bad. This looks like extremely low budget cringe I've seen out of horror movies for a long time.
We'll see. I mean, maybe it'll be worth it, but that's probably the only thing I'll have coming up.
Yeah, we got nothing, dude. All we have is Freaky or Friday. I saw the first Freaky Friday and Weapons too, so I'm not watching unless I go watch Naked Gun, which I'm good. I've already.
I might just go see that again because
might as well, right?
No, that was awesome. That really was good. That, like I said, that's one of my favorite movies this year, if not probably my second favorite.
Well, you can wait till next week. If you wait till next week, you can watch Nobody 2.
I've already got plans to go see that one because that one, the first Nobody was awesome.
First Nobody, great movie.
Nobody 2 is definitely one that I want to check out.
I have some MSK files locked away where we did do a review of Nobody. Should I release the review or should we do a watch party and do an updated movie review on it? I don't know. Who knows? Kind of pondering that in my head. Should I release the MSK files? Oh, God. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Oh, my goodness. Girls on my timeline, leave me the fuck alone. Stop messaging me. I don't want to sub to the OnlyFans. This girl trying to get me to kiss her. I don't touch whores. I have standards. All right. So, in all seriousness, in reality, because that was just not happening at all, and I just made it up just for the show to entertain you guys. So, who knows if I'm telling you the truth? I'm black. We're known to lie. So, maybe next week we go over politics. MSK show, politics edition.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah,
5 hours.
That'll be great. Yeah.
I have some black people to show you guys. Remember the one that went viral of those black kids at Walgreens? Oh my God. How can I not make jokes about that? Oh my goodness. So, as for me, tomorrow, I'm just going to have a stream about me playing League of Legends. All right. So, to let you guys know the updated stream schedule, Tuesday, I'm just going to be streaming League toward the end of the day because I have to work Tuesdays now. I haven't worked a Tuesday in God knows how long. It's been some years, like legitimate years I've worked a Tuesday. So, just playing League of Legends tomorrow. Wednesday, the show that me and Gray and Warren do, we are going to have it. It'll be later in the night because I get off at 7 o'clock. So the earliest we're going to start is like 8:30, latest 9. So we're still going to have the show. It's going to be a little bit more later than what you're normally used to. And, when women like it when you're up late at night, you can last longer, obviously. I'm off Thursday and probably do a game stream earlier in the day if I can make it happen, which I should. And then we're going to have the Cloud9 podcast with me and Mr. Blanks, a.k.a. Chaz, Black Man, as we always call him. And then Friday, the show that I have with Lunchbox Warren. Depending on the time, probably around the same time, 8:39 PST. And then Saturday, the show that I would normally have had on Tuesdays with Last Comic Fan is now on Saturdays at 7. So we're also going to have a guest for our first show. And I think we have a guest for this week for me and Lunch with Warren's show too. So, I'm gonna be fucking busy. I just have gonna get so slammed. I'm gonna be just getting destroyed. Not as hard as Brave New World did at the box office, but relatively destroyed. Can't believe Clarence is Captain America. How the world has fallen. But hey, what's that girl's name in The View? Farrah? Yeah, Farrah. Yeah, if you are looking for a job, we're hiring here at the MSK show. Application, put it in. Good Lord. Do you remember when Whoopi Goldberg compared like black women living here to black women in like Taliban? She compared black women having it hard here to women living in the Taliban. I actually almost had a stroke. What the fuck?
Well, no, I can understand that. I
can understand it perfectly. Yeah,
I'm almost having a stroke too. So,
oh god, when she said women have it worse here than women in the Taliban, I was like, wow, fuck. It actually can't get any worse than this. That's when the studio showrunner was like, yeah, pull the plug. We've really just went off the deep end. Clarence being Captain America is like Mac being a top G Riz Master. Who's Mac? You guys are fucking cringe, man. So, yep. Thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK show. And we will see you guys back here. If you're watching the MSK show Wednesday around 8:30, 9 p.m. PST. And then also, I'll be back here tomorrow playing League of Legends or Master Duel. Who knows? I'm going to be having sex with all the women and being the man that you guys all want me to be. Not going to happen. I am a degenerate incel virgin that lives in a basement under an apartment complex.
Yep.
Agreed.
Also, I finally agree with you.
The panel is in unison.
Being charismatic and rich and white, too easy at this point. I need a challenge in life. Now I'll probably go and get married and beat that system by divorcing her and keeping all my money. So I'm just go through the whole life just beating every single hard challenge that men can't get through. But no, I do thank you guys for your support, and we will see you guys back here when I stream again or on the next episode of the MSK show.